in Pleasanton, California. I'm Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the Mic, alongside Todd Allen on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the visiting San Ramon Valley Wolves against the host Foothill Falcons, who will be celebrating their senior night tonight. San Ramon Valley comes into tonight's game with an overall record of 3-4. However, they are 3-1 in East Bay Athletic League play, while the home team Foothill is 4-3, and they are 2-1 in East Bay Athletic League play. It should be an exciting game tonight, and this is where I introduce you guys to my partner tonight, Todd Allen. Todd, it's a pleasure to work with you again. We haven't worked since the Concord Amador Valley game back earlier on in the year. And how about your takes on the two teams that we're going to be seeing tonight?
Well, thank you very much, Michael, and it's nice to work with you again, too. And as you mentioned, San Ramon Valley has been one of the hottest teams in the East Bay. After digging themselves an 0-3 start, the Wolves, led by head coach Mark Kessler, defeated Livermore, Amador Valley, and Granada to get to 3-3, only to lose a heartbreaker last week against California, 41-38. The Wolves scored 28 points in the second half alone with 391 yards passing by Cameron Burse and 4 TDs. Marcus De La Pena added 199 yards rushing and a TD. So despite a 3-4 overall record, that was their only loss in league, and they can get things going offensively, and if they can get a defense to go with it, we should have a really good game here tonight. As for John Mannion's Foothill Falcons, they started out the season hot, winning 3 of their first 4 games before falling to California and De La Salle before bouncing back with a key 21-14 win over Granada last week. Sophomore quarterback Kyle Kearns threw for 245 and a TD, but the star of the show was on the outside, where Cal-bound senior Ray Hudson hauled in 11 passes for 161 yards and a TD catch. His 11th and final catch iced the game for the Falcons, and they're going to need a comparable performance out of both of those guys to keep up with this high-octane San Ramon Valley offense, Michael.
Yeah, we were there last week I was there last week. Vincent and I, our videographer tonight, we were there last week for the Foothill Granada game out in Livermore at the campus of Granada High School, Granada Stadium, they like to call it here. This is Roger Dabney Memorial Field. But yeah, Foothill played a lot of good defense, and Ray Hudson was phenomenal with 11 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He was our no doubt player of the game, and gave a great interview. A very big guy. I mean, he made me look pretty small in the interview. And I tell you what, he's going to bring a lot to California. Well, folks, that's going to do it for tonight's PlayOnSports.com pregame show, as they're about to get to the national anthem here at Roger Dabney Memorial Field. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a few minutes. Friday Night Football begins on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Okay, welcome back to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, coming to you live from Roger Dabney Memorial Field in Pleasanton, California, the campus of Foothill High School. I'm Michael Smith with Todd Allen on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's matchup features the 3-4 San Ramon Valley Wolves visiting the 4-3 Foothill Falcons. Both teams with only just one loss in league. And tonight's game is very crucial for both teams, as whoever loses tonight, possibly, more than likely, I'd say like a 99.9% chance of not winning the division. There is some crazy things that could wind up, I guess, with Monte Vista. They play De La Salle tonight in what's considered a non-conference matchup. De La Salle used to be part of the EBAL for the last couple years, and this year they are a freelance team. But so yeah, I mean, it'd have to be some really circus things to go down for for the losing team tonight to still win league. So, you know, both teams trying to win this one. Of course, San Ramon has owned this rivalry in the last 8 years. They are 5-3 against Foothill. But CalPreps.com has the predicted score: Foothill 26, San Ramon Valley 20. So we'll see if CalPreps.com's accurate in their predictions.
I think we're in store for a good one here, Michael.
Yeah, kickoff is just about to start here, and it'll be the home team Foothill kicking off to the San Ramon Valley Wolves. So the Wolves taking it about the 16-yard line, and will get tackled at the 24-yard line on that kickoff.
Yeah, Andrew Grabera came up with that relatively short kick, a little bit of a wobbler, and he was able to get it about 10 yards on the gain to get it to the 25-yard line. So good, pretty decent field position here for San Ramon Valley Wolves as they try to get that high-powered offense off to a good start here on the road facing the Foothill Falcons.
All right, thank you, Todd. A new scoreboard put in here at Roger Dabney Memorial Field, a nice new addition that I didn't see last year when covering these two squads. San Ramon Valley will start from their own 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Receiver coming across in motion from near to far side. Make that left to right. And the Wolves will start tonight's offense with a run. That's the first play they call tonight. And that should have been Marcus De La Pena up the middle.
Yeah, it sure was. Marcus De La Pena went right up the gut, and he showed that quick burst that he's got. And it looks like they're running a little bit of a no-huddle, hurry-up offense here for San Ramon, trying to keep Foothill without making defensive replacements, trying to keep the same personnel on the field and try to take advantage of that.
A 5-yard pickup for De La Pena. Now 2nd and 5, Wolves in I formation. And once again, it's a give to De La Pena, but the Falcons were all over that. Credit the tackle there for Foothill to number 59, Perry Cheney, a junior who was all-league last year.
Yeah, the 6'1 junior Cheney came off the edge unblocked and had a nice hit on Pena to force the loss and put San Ramon Valley into a long 3rd down here.
Yeah, so it will be 3rd and 5. Matt Louie, who's in on the field, a junior, coming off to the sidelines. Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 7 for San Ramon. Ball placed at their own 27-yard line. Burst drops back, surveys the field, now having to roll out to his left to escape some pressure, and the ball will be incomplete, intended for his receiver, Justin Bangay, along the near sideline, right in front of the Foothill bench.
Yeah, good job by Burst keeping the play alive and avoiding the rush. And actually had a nice ball there to his wide receiver, Bangay, but Bangay was along the sidelines, maybe focused on trying to keep his feet in bounds instead of hauling in the ball, and he was unable to come up with it, forcing San Ramon Valley punt. Good start for the Foothill Falcons defense.
Yeah, the Foothill Falcons defense has been pretty good this year. We'll get you more stats on that as far as how their defense compares to other teams in the league later on tonight. Got to go digging through it. I've got so much stuff. A punt here for Foothill, and it will be fair caught by their return man, that being Ray Hudson, the guy who is committed to the University of Cal to play tight end. And, man, he is one heck of an athlete. We had him on, like I mentioned earlier in the pregame. He was our player of the game last week in a 21-14 win against Granada on the road. He's just so tough, Todd, because at 6'4", 215, he's a guy that's really going to, 235, I should say, give him 20 more pounds. He's going to out-muscle and out-body any kind of defender in his way, especially here at the high school level. 1st and 10 for Foothill at their own 29-yard line. And the Falcons are going to start off with a pass, but it is incomplete, intended to the tight end, Jack Finney, from the sophomore quarterback, Kyle Kearns.
Yeah, he tried to get it to Finney on an in route, and it looked like the ball may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, but either way, Finney was unable to haul it in, forcing a 2nd down here for the Falcons.
All right, Foothill's offense, like I said, they're led by the sophomore at quarterback, Kyle Kearns, who Ray Hudson, I asked him last week, what's it like for a sophomore to be your starting quarterback? And he said, well, he came in a little cocky, but he's kind of calmed down a little bit, see how we run things at Foothill, and he's been a really good addition to this year's squad. Well, the tight end seam route they said, hey, let's try Finney one more time, and this time it works for the Falcons across the middle of the field for a first down.
Yeah, much more success going to Finney on that time. I think that the Wolves defense is focusing so much on Ray Hudson, they're forgetting to cover number 88, Jack Finney, who's a pretty good player in his own right. The senior 6'2" tight end made a nice play and get the first down for the Falcons.
Well, you know, I covered this team last year, Todd, and that is one of their bread and butters is, especially with Finney, he always gets open across the middle of the field for them tight end seam pop routes, and it works there for Foothill. 1st and 10, 2 backs in the field behind Kearns, and one of those backs gets the toss. That's Jameer Holland, far side, left side, and Holland will pick up some nice little chunk there of yards.
Yeah, nice little toss sweep, trying to get running back involved in the game here. Nice job by the Wolves defense to surround him and prevent it from being a long gain, but it did pick up about 3 or 4 on the play.
Jameer Holland, only a junior. He'll be in the backfield with Griffith Gates, the senior fullback who is also looking to go to a D1 school to play colleges. He is quite the talent. He'll be playing at the defensive end, though. Kearns dropping back and passing once again here on 2nd down, and I believe he picks up another first down with his tight end, Jack Finney.
Yeah, Finney has already been targeted 3 times in 4 plays, coming up with 2 big first downs for the Falcons. Certainly moving the ball well here to start the game.
And, you know, the key on what you said a couple plays ago, Todd, is that, you know, San Ramon's done their homework. They know about the notoriety of Ray Hudson and how well-known he is in the Bay Area as far as talented athletes go. And I think they're spending so much time focusing on him that Finney's just really having his pick at getting open across the field. Well, on a 1st and 10 from the San Ramon 45, as that first down got him past midfield, Kearns gives the ball to Griffith Gates, the fullback, and Gates comes close to picking up the first down there, about 2 yards shy. One thing I'll tell you, if you didn't notice on that run, Todd, Griffith Gates, so powerful, so big at the fullback position, he's always getting positive yards. I've never seen him get tackled for a loss of yards.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for out of your fullback, the 6'3", 235-pound Gates. Just put your head down and go forward. You're never going to see that guy lose a lot of yardage, especially running downhill the way he does.
Gates, 7 yards on that pickup. Makes now for 2nd and 3 for the Falcons. Ball placed at the San Ramon Valley 38-yard line. Twins to the left. One of those receivers comes across in motion, which was Jameer Holland. And the give goes to Griffith Gates, the fullback, once again up the middle. So they're really doing a good job, Foothill, of mixing a little pass, a little bit of run. They figure now run the ball, being that they're into San Ramon territory, and try to wear down this defense, run some clock off. Other starters for the Foothill Falcons include the receivers. We talked about Ray Hudson. He'll be joined by Ryan Anderson and also Isaiah Langley, the sophomore, very speedy. He'll be seeing some time. He's actually out there right now, one of the twin receivers left side along with Ray Hudson. No receivers to the near side, right side. Langley comes across in motion, and they're going to give it to Langley on an end-around sweep type of run. And Langley is pushed back for a loss of yards by the Wolves defense. Leading the charge there for San Ramon Valley was a combination of guys, those being number 56, who I don't have a number for.
That's Aaron Roberts.
Aaron Roberts, you told me about that. And also 88, Nico Souza.
Yeah, that was a gang tackle there by the San Ramon Valley defense. Eric Yell, the captain, was the first one there. Number 43, the senior linebacker. That's another guy to keep your eye on if you're watching the Wolves defenders. Number 43 in the middle of the defense makes a lot of plays.
A loss of a yard makes now 2nd and 11 for the Falcons. Shotgun snap to Kearns, who gets it off just in the nick of time to his halfback, Holland. Holland on the running back kind of, I guess, circle screen route, if you will. Just got open just in the nick of time for his quarterback, but gets dropped as soon as he caught it. So it might be a loss of even more yards now for the Falcons.
Yeah, I think he did lose a few yards on that play, Michael, and they do have a flag down. Let's see what they call. Personal foul. Roughing the passer against the defense.
All right, so Kearns, who did get it out before he could get sacked, and I guess the men in the stripes are saying that he got hit a little bit too late. Maybe it wasn't as close as I thought it was on the play there. So they're going to call roughing the passer, and that's going to credit the home team a big chunk of yards, as they're now moved up to the San Ramon 21-yard line. And the fans here at Foothill got to be happy about that. They're knocking on the door here of scoring on the first offensive drive on senior night, a night where all the seniors were remembered and given good love before the game. Their parents joining them in the celebration, and on the first down, they give the handoff to Griffith Gates. Gates charging forward for about 5.
If you're head coach John Mannion, you love having a guy like Griffith Gates as your fullback, a guy that you know you can give it to him on first down at short yardage, on the goal line, you know you're going to get positive yardage with Griffin Gates there in the middle.
And a lot of the positive yards for Gates, you know, you got to give credit to the offensive line. Tonight you're going to see Jay McGee at the left tackle. He's a senior. You'll be seeing the left guard, Perry Cheney, center Johan Bolt. Those are juniors, Cheney and Bolt. Kearns here on 2nd and 6, dropping back to pass, and he goes down to a knee and is brought down for a sack there by San Ramon Valley's number 78, James Davies.
Yeah, good job there by Davies. I think Ryan Hughes was in on that play too, the big 6'4" junior, bringing down the sack, and that's exactly what the San Ramon Valley defense needed, now forcing a 3rd down. The last time they had 3rd down, or they would have had 3rd down, it was wiped out by that personal foul penalty. So a big 3rd down and long coming up for the Wolves defense, see if they can step it up.
So correction, it actually was Ryan Hughes on the tackle. And for the right side of the line for Foothill, their offense, Will Theophanopoulos, right guard, will see some time, and then right tackle, Eric Gallagher. 3rd and 12 now for the Falcons. They have receivers on each side, 2 to the near side with Hudson and Holland. And Kearns in a shotgun set, not much of a drop back, fires towards the far side, towards Hudson. And actually it was Ryan Anderson and Holland who were here on the near side. Hudson was on the far side the whole time. That pass misfired and out of the reach for Hudson. It goes out of bounds and now creates a 4th and 12 ball at the San Ramon Valley 23-yard line. And that might be too much yardage for a 4th down try here as far as trying to pick up the first or a potential score as a touchdown goes, but they could score with a field goal here, and that's what they're going to line up to do. The Foothill Falcons, it's going to be Nico Cuero to attempt a 40-yard field goal. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it's a low-line driver that is no good. So with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of play from Roger Dabney Memorial Field in Pleasanton, California, we have a scoreless game between two East Bay Athletic League rivals. All right, so we were going to try to get a read in there, but San Ramon Valley's offense really quick to get back. The drive went a little sour. Not what they're used to. The San Ramon Valley is used to scoring. And they set up a running back screen here on the first play. And the runner still on his feet, making moves, busting through some tackles, and picks up a really big gain there for the Wolves.
Yeah, Marcus De La Pena, you said it, the running back screen right to the middle of the field, break a couple tackles, and man, he's got a lot of speed on the outside when he gets out there. He's a difficult man to bring down when you have that size and that speed together. That's a powerful combination. So first down, San Ramon Valley.
Yeah, it took San Ramon Valley a bit to get going in the game that I covered when they played Livermore High School, their first the game to open up East Bay Athletic League play for both schools, as they did a lot of their damage in the second half. The game was pretty close in the first half. So San Ramon maybe just a sluggish start. Seemed that way last week against California as well. And this time, a pass from Burst near side to Justin Bengay, incomplete, but there is a flag down on the field. Nick Mendonça was in on coverage for Foothill, and I believe they're going to call pass interference against Mendonça.
Yeah, difficult call there. Cameron Burst was lucky to avoid the interception and really telegraphed that pass to the outside. The cornerback was there so early that he did make contact with the wide receiver, but he had just as much chance of picking off that ball as the receiver didn't catch it. Unfortunately, number 20, Nick Mendonça, the senior cornerback, did get flagged for the penalty. It'll be first down for San Ramon Valley.
Yeah, Mendonça, he really jumped on that ball rather quickly, but maybe a little too quick as far as the contact went with the receiver Bengay for San Ramon. So that'll push San Ramon past the 50 and into Foothill territory as the ball is placed at the Foothill 42-yard line. And now San Ramon is going to line up in a shotgun set. Trips left to the near side here. And actually, I'm sorry, Burst was under center. That guy way back in the backfield was the running back, De La Pena. So a delayed run up the middle there, just a bit of a delay as he was lined up so far back in the backfield as he runs through the tackles on that right side and picks up about 4 on that carry. For San Ramon's starting offense, Burst is the quarterback, Marcus De La Pena the running back, and their fullback will be Jarrett, a.k.a. Jet Reed, a senior. Their receivers will be Matt Turner and Justin Bengay, but also look for J.J. Koski, number 25, to get in the mix. He is been a target of Bursa's the last couple weeks. Really made some huge catches for the Wolves in crucial situations. It's actually a 3-yard pickup for De La Pena, 2nd and 7. And it's another run for the Wolves.
Nice job by Cody Shields for Foothill. Get in there quickly. The linebacker, the senior, 6'1", 190 pounds, had him wrapped around his ankles, but Pena too strong, able to break it and pick up positive yardage for the Wolves.
So the Wolves will now be facing a 3rd down once they break from this huddle, which they are now doing. Receivers split on each side. Bangay far side. De La Pena, or make that J.J. Koski here near side. And it is a run with De La Pena, no?
No, that's Koski.
Missed that, Koski.
Looked like a wide receiver
Wide
screen.
receiver bubble screen they set up for Koski. And San Ramon gets on the board with the score here. They strike first.
Yeah, great job by the offense of San Ramon Valley Wolves getting it to their wide receiver. It didn't look like the Foothill Falcons were even ready for that play, Michael.
I wasn't ready for it. I was kind of scanning some things across the field. That's why I was rather late on the call of what happened.
But great job by
Seemed
the
like
Wolves
it
to get
happened
on the
in a
board.
Yeah. No problem. And possibly the best kicker in the country, Matt Anderson for San Ramon to attempt the extra point. And that is easy for him. It is good. And so with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, San Ramon gets on the board first, 7-0 here on PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, thank you, Todd. Last year's contest between these two squads, well, that's when San Ramon had Cal-bound Zach Klein. He's now at California this year. Threw for 302 yards and 5 touchdowns in what ended up being a 42-28 win for the Wolves. It was their homecoming. Something about homecoming, you know. Foothill last week was the participant for Granada in their homecoming. San Ramon celebrated their homecoming last week against Cal. Something about homecoming in these two squads. Another reason to celebrate for Foothill tonight, senior night. Seems like every home game they've had a reason to celebrate. One night homecoming, one night senior night, one night in honor of Matt Sweeney. 25 years running the helm here at Foothill High, and a deep kick, and you can forget about it if you're Jameer Holland, the kick returner for Foothill, as he started to go back for it and then said, no, there's no way I'm getting that ball as it goes out past the end zone.
You know, I was really excited when he said that Matt Anderson was one of the better kickers in the country, because he absolutely bombed that one for the kickoff way through the end zone.
I have no idea how. All right, so Griffith Gates there on the carry. He'll pick up some positive yards for the Falcons, who attempt to score here on their second drive of the evening. Their first drive came up a bit short. They got all the way down into San Ramon territory, and they had to face a 4th and 12. They went for the field goal, and Nico Cuero's kick missed low. So a 3-yard pickup for Gates results in a 2nd and 7 for Foothill, and once again, it's a run to Gates. We're gonna be seeing a lot of that tonight here, especially on senior night. Griffith Gates, who has put in the time here at Foothill. 3 years he has spent on this varsity team, and he has been a key contributor to Falcon football. Him alongside Ray Hudson, they've been starters since they were sophomores, and now they are seniors. This is their last time they'll ever play on this field as a member of the Foothill Falcons varsity football squad. 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Shotgun set. Kearns drops back, fires on an out route, complete to his receiver Anderson there, that being Ryan Anderson, who makes the catch and picks up the first down.
Yeah, good job by the Foothill Falcons offense. They had 3rd and 4. They just do a simple out pattern to Anderson. Nice throw there by Kearns and hit Anderson in stride and picked up the first down. Good job by Anderson getting the yardage necessary. You see that a lot on out patterns. They don't get the proper depth, but good job by Anderson to get enough for the first down.
And we're situated right near the band, so there might be times where you might not hear us that well. The Foothill band just to my right. We're outside the press box first time here at Foothill High, as on the first down the handoff goes to Holland, and Holland doesn't really pick up a lot of yards there. Last year when I covered Foothill season, we were inside the press box, but now that they have this beautiful new scoreboard with a replay board affixed on top of it, they need a camera person in there to get those shots. So they have some students running those shots, and therefore that blocks our chances of getting in the booth and broadcasting like I was used to last year. 2nd and 9 for the Foothill Falcons, and once again, Kearns tries to fire an out route to Anderson, but this one over the outstretched hands of his receiver, so it'll be an incomplete pass for the Falcons, and now we'll bring up a 3rd and 9 from the Foothill 35-yard line.
Yeah, interesting how many passes have been going away from Ray Hudson. That's certainly been the way that they must have game planned for this game, understanding the San Ramon Valley would be keying on Hudson. They've thrown at least 7 or 8 balls away from his general direction and only 1 towards him so far.
Yeah, that's going to be something to key on. Hopefully they start getting the ball into the hands of Ray Hudson, as Jack Finney hasn't been doing that bad, though. They'll keep sticking with that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Kyle Kearns converting again on third and long by firing in I guess you'd call that a tight end cross route, as Finney started from the left side, came across the middle from left to right, a deep in route, and he makes the catch and picks up the first down. Great awareness there by Finney of cutting his route deep enough to know where the first down marker was and get that deep to pick up the first down, as the refs blowing their whistle and calling a bit of their own timeout, as Griffith Gates having to readjust his helmet and get that back on, the fullback for the Falcons. He's now good, and he lines up in an offset eye behind Kearns. A receiver screen set up for Hudson, his first catch of the night. Picks up a very minimal amount of yards there.
Yeah, they threw that middle screen, as you said, to Hudson, or excuse me, wide receiver screen, and the San Ramon Valley defense was not fooled. You can obviously tell that they're keying on Hudson, not wanting him to do what he did last week with 11 catches and 161 yards receiving. Good job by the defense and knowing where the number 11 is and sticking to him like glue.
And you talk about that San Ramon Valley defense, Todd. They're led by their defensive line, Johan Williams, a senior. Also in on the line will be Armando Roca and Grant Badstubner. You'll see Jet Reed from time to time. We'll get you the linebackers in the secondary as soon as we can. It's Griffith Gates this time on a 2nd and 9 getting the carry, and San Ramon Valley definitely ready for that as they stuff that run back for a loss of yards. One of the first times I've seen Griffith Gates fall back for yards in the past 2 years.
Yeah, great job there by Roca and Williams just to surround the fullback and not let Griffith Gates get his feet going forward, and that's what he does best, is when he gets a full head of steam going, but they are unable to get anything going on that play as far as a whole is concerned. Good job by the defense.
And I never thought it was possible to tackle Gates for a loss of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Falcons. They're going to try to get one last play off before the first quarter ends, and a near interception for the Wolves. Good read there by Matt Turner, who jumped in front of the pass from Foothill and nearly had an interception.
No, absolutely. Kyle Kearns was staring down Ray Hudson the entire pattern, and the San Ramon defense was just sitting, waiting on that post pattern, and he's lucky to avoid the interception. But good job for the San Ramon Valley defense. They're going to turn the ball over right here on downs, or not on downs, but a punt for Foothill upcoming.
All right, so Foothill will punt, and actually that incomplete pass still gave them a couple seconds left, and it's touched by touched by San Ramon, and Foothill, I believe, recovered the punt. Ray Hudson went with a very sky-high punt Not a lot of yards on it. And it landed right on the nose of the football, took a bounce up into the chest of a San Ramon Valley Wolves player, and then Foothill made sure to get on top of it after the Wolf player could not corral it in. And so what a way to end the first quarter here for Foothill as their offense will come back onto the field of play. So folks, PlayOnSports.com, that's going to do it for the first quarter. 7-0, San Ramon out on top.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
All right, thank you, Todd. Like I said, we're live here from Roger Dabney Memorial Field, Pleasanton, California. A lot of blue and gold in the stands and just everywhere here. Cheerleaders, the players. I know the student fans, they like to call themselves the Blue Crew. They even wear shirts that say Blue Crew. Kearns here, dialing for a deep ball on the first play of the second quarter, and it is incomplete. That pass nearly picked off by San Ramon, tipped off the hands of a defender there, that being the safety, Brian Donnie. The pass intended for Isaiah Langley. They try to get Langley on the deep slant across the middle of the field. Incomplete. Kearns coming back onto the field from the sidelines as he gets into play. Parker Dalton will replace Ray Hudson here for this play. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Ball at the San Ramon Valley 40-yard line. Twin look here to the left. I formation behind Kearns. And once again, another low Kearns pass that is tipped up by a San Ramon Valley defensive lineman. And once again, almost picked off. So Kearns has been fortunate to have his last 3 passes not intercepted by San Ramon, Todd. But, man, San Ramon's really getting their hands up and playing some good defense on in anticipation of Kearns' passes.
No, absolutely. They've been close 4 or 5 times to passes by Kearns. On that one, ball got tipped really high in the air, and about 4 San Ramon defenders had a shot at it, but it was Ray Hudson that almost hauled that thing in one-handedly. Luckily, the ball did fall incomplete, forcing a 3rd down.
So it will be 3rd and 10 for the Falcons. They've been in this situation a couple times tonight, but have got out of it thanks to some hookups from Kearns to his tight end, Finney. Kearns having to escape pressure. Now trying to really escape pressure as he ducked away from the first set of defenders, then hesitatedly rolled out to his left before getting sacked for a loss of yards.
Yeah, great job by the San Ramon Valley defense. After turning the ball over on that unfortunate punt that went off the San Ramon Valley defender, they were able to get 2 incomplete passes and a sack, forcing the Foothill Falcons to punt the ball away. Good job by San Ramon Valley D.
All right, Ray Hudson back deep to punt. He punted just before the end of the first quarter, a couple of seconds ago, just under a minute ago, and his team ended up recovering what was a muffed punt from San Ramon. Another punt that takes a nosedive and will take a Foothill roll down to just near the 10-yard line. So Ray Hudson not only showing his worth as a receiver throughout the season, but tonight has had a couple of good sky-high punts. One punt resulting in a muff for San Ramon as far as they just couldn't handle it. Maybe guys shouldn't have been in the area of that first punt right before the end of the first quarter. And then this punt, a very good punt that nails the Wolves down deep into their own territory. They're going to start from their own 12-yard line. Like I said, that band kicking it up just to the right of me. They're playing that party rock from LMFAO. 1st and 10 for the Wolves at their own 12-yard line. Handoff goes to De La Pena up the middle. And he is stacked by a bunch of Foothill Falcon defenders in blue and gold after picking up a gain of some yardage. Cheney leading the charge on the tackle there for the Foothill Falcons. After a 5-yard pickup for De La Pena. 2nd and 5 Ball placed now on the 17-yard line, San Ramon's own 17. They have receivers on each side, I formation behind Burse, who's under center and is yelling out things that he's seeing in the defense. He fakes to give to De La Pena, play action pass, which is way deep, intended for his receiver there, Koski, way out of the reach of Koski there as Burse was feeling some serious pressure on the play action there.
Yeah, Griffith Gates, the defensive end for Foothill, had a great pressure up the middle, and Gates was lucky to get rid of it, or excuse me, Burse was lucky to get rid of the ball, but he did sky it over the receiver's head, setting up 3rd and 5 here.
And San Ramon Valley's going to hurry it up here on 3rd and 5. Their tight end, Ryan Dunn, a senior who will be going to the University of Arizona as a linebacker next year. Maybe he could start playing a big role here in the San Ramon Valley offense. 3rd and 5. And I think just as I said it, the pass was intended for the tight end, Ryan Dunn, but good defense there by San Ramon Valley.
It really was good
defender
defense.
got in there and swatted it away.
Yeah, it was really good defense there by Foothill, but I did get a late flag in there, Michael.
All right, so there is a flag on the play. We're going to see what the call is.
Personal foul against Foothill. So instead of allowing a 3rd down incompletion and possibly getting the ball back, Foothill gets look like a roughing the passer, blow to the head personal foul and giving San Ramon Valley a 1st down and 15 yards.
And those are the type of penalties you just cannot commit in a game like this, especially when you're down 7-0 here in the 2nd quarter. Just over 10 minutes left to play here in the 2nd quarter, 1st half of play. 1st and 10 now for San Ramon. Ball pushed all the way out to their own 32-yard line. Handoff to De La Pena, far side. And the Foothill Falcons defense doing a good job of tripping that one up. That was Cody Shields in on the tackle. Shields was all over the place last week in the 21-14 victory for Foothill over Granada. And he seems to be all over the field once again. Jay McGee comes off the field for Foothill, as well as Matt Louie. A loss of 2 on that run play for the Wolves. It'll be 2nd and 12 at their own 30-yard line now. Twin receivers out to the far left. 1 receiver near side. Actually, no, 4 receivers set. There's 2 receivers to each side. The other receiver was bunched in kind of tight to the line of play. And Cameron Burse takes a shot there from Ray Hudson, who came in on the blitz. And Burse is slow to get up. Burse looking for De La Pena, his running back, on a little running back swing route, and he got drilled there by Ray Hudson.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a delayed play there. They were trying to set up a late running back screen to De La Pena, but they should have left Daniel Pena in to block Ray Hudson because he came unblocked and just tattooed Burse. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, the offensive line just letting him go through, and now San Ramon's going to call a timeout here. So with 9 minutes and 16 seconds left to play in the 1st half, San Ramon Valley, who has the ball, leading 7-0 over the Foothill Falcons.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night high school football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here.
All right, so San Ramon Valley's offense trying to get it going. They have scored once in this game. A receiver screen to J.J. Koski on their last offensive possession. This is their 3rd offensive series of the game. And I didn't get you caught up on their line. Their offensive line looks like this for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. At left tackle will be Aaron Roberts, left guard Brandon Lim. The center will be Dom Aratzarena. And on the right side, it is Drew Samia, the sophomore guard, with Grant Batsnubner, the senior tackle. Samia, who turned 15 earlier this year, getting some valuable playing time as a sophomore. And what a big hole opening up and some room to run for San Ramon Valley's Marcus De La Pena. De La Pena, who took the handoff along the far side, left side, had some good blocking in front of him, and then had a wide open middle of the field to run through as he gets the ball into Foothill territory.
Great job there by offense coordinator Coach Beckler, spreading out the Foothill defense with 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side, and then going with the draw up the middle to De La Pena, and the hole just opened up wide open in a gain of about 40 yards for De La Pena.
De La Pena, who can sure pick up gains in chunks, yards in chunks. He does so there. A huge gain there for the Wolves, who look to keep this drive going. And on first down, they hand the ball off.
I really like the game plan here from San Ramon Valley Wolves, keeping it on the ground, spreading out the defense, and just trying to use their big blockers up front and create running room for their running backs.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their pass game gets, all the credit with Cameron Burse being so well, Matt Turner being a great receiver, but they really can run the ball with De La Pena. And there's a pass there from Burse, fired down the far sideline. And Burse, who has been a little off target tonight, every time he's dialed down those deep balls, he's just sent them sailing a little bit too far.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Michael. He's a little bit pumped up out there, and he had his man on the outside who had a step on the cornerback there. Could have been a big play for San Ramon Valley, but he's just been misfiring. Let's hope for his sake he's able to calm down a little bit and throw some good balls coming up in the second half.
Timeout,
San Ramon's going to call their second timeout in this possession alone, leaving them with one timeout remaining here before the first half concludes. They do have the lead 7-0 with the ball at the Foothill 33-yard line.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show at halftime. Michael and I will talk about the first half and get things started going for the second half, where it certainly has been an interesting game so far, Michael. It's been low scoring. We've certainly seen a lot of action.
Yeah, well, Foothill definitely brings the defense to the mix, as their defense is one of the best in the East Bay Athletic League. You break down their defensive numbers, they are third in the EBAL in yards allowed per game, as they have allowed about an average of 299, just a shade below 300 yards per game, and they are fourth in rush yards allowed per game, although De La Pena has been, successful at times tonight. 3rd and 7, ball on the 33-yard line. Foothill's all about that bend, not break mentality. They like to battle, and someone got off to a false start there. For San Ramon, it was a receiver along the far side, that being Justin Bengay. Bengay took off. No one else was even close to doing that for the San Ramon Valley offense.
Yeah, I think Bengay a pass might have been called for him on that play, because he took off like a bolt of lightning down the field. He was 15 yards downfield before he realized that the play had started.
So Bengay will still line up on that far side. He has another receiver there with him. Koski near side, and then a receiver bunched in close to the line there. Shotgun set for San Ramon on 3rd and 12. Burse steps up from the pressure, now running with the ball to his right. He tries to stiff arm a defender, that being number 59 for Foothill, Perry Cheney, but Cheney brings him down. Burse doesn't pick up the first down, and so now a decision here for head coach Kessler for the San Ramon Valley Wolves, as it's going to be about 4th and 8 at the Foothill 34-yard line. A field goal here would be a 51-yarder for Matt Anderson, who is regarded as one of the best kickers in the country. So if anyone's going to hit this 51-yarder, it would be him, a guy that's going to be lacing up at the University of California, Berkeley next year. And now a late guy comes onto the field of play for San Ramon Valley, a late lineman, that being number 73, Drew Samia, the sophomore who just turned 15 earlier in the year. I think he was late to the play, and so San Ramon having to call a timeout. They had to call a timeout there. They didn't have their guys in position.
Yeah, and Coach Kessler was not happy to see his sophomore lineman running on the field late. He threw his hat down and was just really disappointed that their team wasn't ready, knowing you have one of the best kickers in the league. You got your offense has to know, and your special teams has to know that on 4th down you're going to be kicking a field goal. And unfortunately for the sophomore, he wasn't aware, and he was forced to use the last timeout.
So no more timeouts remaining here for San Ramon in the first half. Meanwhile, Foothill still has all 3 of their timeouts. So a 51-yard attempt for Matt Anderson from the far side hash. It is up, and the kick is no good. this is just left of the goalpost. It looked like he had the boot. It would have just barely squeaked over the crossbar, but that kick no good for Matt Anderson. So San Ramon will still cling to their 7-0 lead with 7 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in the first half. Foothill's offense to come back onto the field for their third try tonight. Hopefully trying to make it third time's a charm, and actually it's going to be their fourth time tonight as they got the ball so quickly back after that punt from Ray Hudson that was misplayed by San Ramon. And Jameer Holland twisting and turning for some yards there on the carry. Tackled by Peter Tagliaferri, the younger brother of Michael Tagliaferri, who was a star for San Ramon last year. 2nd and 5 for Foothill after the 5-yard gainer.
Still got to be impressed by that 51-yard field goal attempt, Michael. He almost made that thing, and I think he'll tell you, Matt Anderson, that he didn't even get all of that kick. Quite an impressive kicker for the San Ramon Valley Wolves.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was an impressive kick nonetheless, despite the miss. 2nd and 5 for Foothill, and it was Griffith Gates, the big bruising fullback, getting the carry there.
Yeah, Foothill's not changing their offensive philosophy, even though they're down early here and wanting to get a spark offensively. They picked up 5 yards on first down. On second down, you expect them possibly to throw it downfield or maybe go do something sprint out, and they go back to Gates, just trying to pound it along. So Foothill's definitely sticking with their game plan here in the second quarter, down 7-0.
So Gates picks up 2. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Falcons. Ball at their own 27-yard line. Clock at 6 minutes left to play here in the first half. Griffith Gates with the carry, and I believe he's going to be short once again on trying to pick up the first down. And so Foothill 0 for 4 on their first 4 offensive possessions of the game as they send Ray Hudson back to punt.
Yeah, Foothill just goes back to Griffith Gates trying to pound it out. Good job by the San Ramon defense, holding them to 3 yards or less per carry this game.
Ray Hudson, who's been sky-highing most of his punts tonight, is going to have to go for a line drive with some distance, and he does just that. Kubera, the punt returner, does not race back to attempt to field the punt, and the punt is down by the Falcons punt squad at about the San Ramon Valley 24-yard line. Stopping the clock with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left to play. San Ramon Valley, this is a different team from last year, Todd. They had a lot of Division I talent on last year's squad. I talked about Zach Klein, who is now at Cal. He was the 2011 Gatorade State Player of the Year. So, I mean, Cameron Burse is really having to fill some big shoes in trying to replace a guy like Zach Klein. Others that have left, I'll go over that when I get some time here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Ball at their own 24-yard line. Burst dropping back to pass, and the ball is picked off by Foothill, and they will race into the end zone. They score for the Falcons. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable. Cody Shields just jumped the route, caught the ball in stride, and took it into the end zone untouched to equalize this game. Great job by Cody Shields, the senior linebacker. Number 34 was all over that play, Michael.
Cody Shields with the interception. He had a big interception last year in a game that I covered, and shows his knack for the ball once again. And these Foothill Falcons fans are relentless right now, screaming out their support for the team. They dug that interception for a pick 6, and now Nico Cuero is going to come out to try to attempt the extra point and tie this game up, and he will do so. And Burse, who took another big hit on that pass attempt, came up wobbly, and you got to hope that Burse is okay. But Foothill is more than okay as they finally get their score that they've been desperately looking for here on senior night. 7-all here in front of their hometown faithful at Roger Dabney Memorial Field. 5 minutes, 6 seconds left to play before the first half. And now that both teams have scored, Todd, what have you thought so far? I know we're not at halftime yet, but just your takes on the first half.
Well, it's been a grudge match. We expected these evenly matched teams to play evenly, and they played just like we expected. San Ramon Valley's been able to move the ball a lot better than Foothill, which is a little bit surprising considering Foothill's ground game has been so strong. But the thing about Foothill is that they don't ever panic. They may be down, they may be at home, they're at senior night, but Coach John Mannion's been in this game long enough to know that he's got enough athletes on both sides of the ball in order to make a play. And the play he just got out of his senior, Cody Shields, taking the pick 6 back to the house, it's got to make Mr. and Mrs.
Well, I have to correct you.
Happy.
I have to correct you. It's Sweeney behind the helm. Matt Sweeney is the head coach. I know it said Mannion on a lot of Max Preps, and last week in the broadcast they said the head coach is Mannion on the Comcast Hometown Network.
Oh,
broadcast.
Forgive me.
No.
So it's Mike Sweeney?
It is Matt Sweeney. 25 years. He took 1 year off to help coach his daughter in softball. But other than that,
so
he is
back.
dog strong. Yeah, no, he's been back. That year that he took off, I have to go through my records. I think it was either the late 90s or early 2000s. But it was killing him. He tried to retire, and he couldn't do it. And so he came back. John Mannion, of course, one of his longtime friends, and the father of Sean Mannion, a quarterback at Oregon State. Pretty good quarterback here in his time at Foothill. San Ramon will have the ball after the kickoff at their own 27-yard line. Cameron Burse is on the field, and it is a toss to Marcus De La Pena, and De La Pena will get nowhere on that run.
De La Pena, the ball carrier.
He's going to actually get tackled for a loss of yards there.
Yeah, the Foothill defense is fired up right now. They got that big play that their defense wanted, their whole team. They got the crowd back into it. Everybody's on their feet here on senior night. Good job by the defense here. They're looking for another turnover here, and it's up to Cameron Burse and the offense of San Ramon Valley to get things rolling back in their direction.
They're going to line up with 4 receivers, but 3 of them here to the near side. Burse under center. His tailback behind him, that being De La Pena, who gets the handoff. And De La Pena, who I believe got the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard past that. Either way, it's going to be 3rd and long for the Wolves in their own territory, with clock now at 4 minutes here left to play in the first half.
3rd down and 9 for San Ramon.
Cheerleaders trying their cartwheels and flips, and also practicing their holds and routines, something that they're going to be doing at the halftime show, I'm guessing. 3rd and 9 for the Wolves at their own 28-yard line. This time Burse in the shotgun set. Steps up under pressure, and the ball tipped off the hands of his receiver there. Incomplete. Mendoza could have had a chance to pick it off for Foothill, but didn't get his hands on it.
Yeah, good job by Mendoza, and also Zach Wilhite was there on the play, forcing the San Ramon Valley punt. And with 3 timeouts and still over 3 minutes and 30 seconds left for the Foothill offense, we'll see if they can even get a little bit of a lead here going into halftime after being down for most of the whole first half.
All right, so Zach Argyros to punt tonight for San Ramon. I think his first punt of the evening, and Ray Hudson is leveled as soon as he catches the ball. There was no fair catch signal from Ray Hudson, so he took a dangerous chance there, and then by not calling for the fair catch, it was fair game for San Ramon to whack Hudson as hard as they did, and they came through and gave a devastating blow to the wide receiver for Foothill.
Yeah, it looked like the senior 6'3", 230-pound, number 45, Johan Williams, who came just flying in there and took Ray Hudson's head off almost, and it was a clean hit too, but definitely a punishing blow from the San Ramon Valley linebacker.
And now the cheerleaders ramping up the Let's Go Foothill chant as Ray Hudson gets back and shows that he can bounce back from a hit just as good as anyone else can with that 6'4", 235 body frame. The hit may have seemed a little bit more devastating to us here in the booth, Todd, as Ray Hudson gets his bread and butter pass. Just one of them quick slants, makes the catch, picks up the first down, gets the ball all out to the Foothill 47-yard line with 3:15 left to play. They send a receiver in motion, and he gets the handoff. It's Isaiah Langley trying to break through past the first level of defense for San Ramon. Langley gets tripped up, but not before picking up about a gain of 5 on that jet sweep.
Yeah, good job by Foothill. You can tell the momentum is on their side now. They've got 2 big plays in a row. That one picking up 5, setting up second and 5, but they're already into San Ramon Valley territory. The clock continues to roll under 3 minutes, but they still have all 3 timeouts left.
This time it's Kearns under center with twins receivers to the far right, those being Anderson and Hudson. 2 running backs in the backfield, of course, Holland and Gates, and Kearns being hit as he threw the ball to his tight end, Jack Finney, and getting hit while throwing the ball disrupted the pass there as he sails that pass far and wide from his tight end.
Yeah, it was Johan Williams again with the pressure on the quarterback. He had the big hit on Hudson. He just had another hit on the quarterback. He's pumped up, and he actually had his tight end Finney open, as you mentioned there, but he just missed him because of the pressure from Williams up the gut.
All right, so 3rd and 5 now for Foothill, and Ray Hudson once again on the quick slant, this time coming across the field from the far side, and he makes the catch and picks up the first down. Eric Yale in on the tackle. He's one of 3 linebackers that'll predominantly be on the field for San Ramon. Joining him will be Peter Tagliaferri and Ryan Dunn. Like I said, Dunn, who will be, it's all said and done for him. He is committed to the University of Arizona to play linebacker for the Wildcats next year, Pac-12 school, Division I. 1st and 10 now for the Foothill Falcons at the San Ramon 42-yard line. Shotgun set, no running backs in the backfield for Kyle Kearns. Deep pass for Isaiah Langley is caught for a touchdown. Isaiah Langley on the deep post. They tried to look for that earlier in the game, and San Ramon made a good job of deflecting it, but this time Langley gets past the defense. The ball was there from Kearns, and the deep score for the Falcons puts them on front.
Sophomore to sophomore, Michael. Kyle Kearns throws the bomb to his sophomore 6'1", 165-pound Isaiah Langley, who just ran a deep post and beat his cornerback bad and just hauled the ball in and walked into the end zone for an easy touchdown. Great job by the Foothill offense.
All right, Nico Cuero's extra point is good. And so Foothill jumps out to a 14-7 lead with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to play here in the first half. As Foothill's offense really has started to get it going here against this San Ramon defense. I guess it's not even just the offense, it's really Foothill as a team, Todd. They, like you said, the momentum has swung. Their defense is playing fired up, and now it's translating or transpiring into the offense, getting fired up and making good plays down the field. And Foothill right now behind their very spirited crowd. They always have a very spirited crowd here at Foothill. These fans love their football on the west side of Pleasanton. And they have always made Roger Dabney Memorial Field a tough place to play for visitors because they're so loud, so supportive of their team. And the Falcons really feed off that. The home record for Foothill over the past 8 years, including this year, 36-11 at home. They're trying to go 37-11 after tonight. Nico Cuero with a short kick that is fielded and taken at the 25-yard line for San Ramon, and about a 5-yard return. As a couple guys in on the tackle for Foothill. Notably, Jack Stamnus, a junior,
Foothill kick taken by Wallen.
in on the tackle.
Be interesting to see how San Ramon Valley decides to play this. Be nice to get a little bit of offense going, get some momentum back on your side, but without any timeouts and under 2 minutes left, they may decide just to run out the rest of the first half here. But you do want to answer Foothill a little bit. They clearly have all the momentum here.
Hey, I will tell you right now, this team does not have running in their sights. These guys are like Oregon. They will try to put up points as quick as they can. Oh, but they actually do run, and they had a 5-receiver set. I thought for sure it was a pass, but instead it's a draw into De La Pena, still on his feet, as he gets past the 50 and into Foothill territory.
That was definitely a successful run there. It treated it like a pass, gaining 17 yards on the carry was De La Pena, and getting outside and getting out of bounds. So only running 10 seconds off the clock, and you're almost already into Foothill territory.
Great play call, because I was definitely expecting pass there, but they go with the delayed handoff to De La Pena, who picks up a huge first down. Something definitely needed for the Wolves, who have stalled their last couple of drives. And now Burr stepping up under pressure, and he completes a pass across the middle of the field to Matt Turner. And Turner trips himself over a blade of turf after getting the ball inside the 20-yard line. Great yards after the catch there for Matt Turner. He ran a deep slant across the middle of the field, was wide open. And a penalty flag on the field looks to be against San Ramon. And so that nice gain picked up on that pass play looks like it will not stand. And I think that was a chop block against San Ramon Valley, an illegal block there by one of their linemen or receivers. I don't know if there was a pick set up, but it was an illegal block call. And so that will definitely negate the huge pass play for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. And what a big-time penalty, Todd, as it backs the ball all the way back into San Ramon Valley territory.
Yeah, that ended up being almost a 50-yard penalty or 60-yard penalty there, as you see them back on their own 42-yard line. And they had two really good plays right there to get all the way down into the Foothill field in the Foothill red zone, but unfortunately, penalties strike their ugly head.
4 receivers in total on this play, 3 to the near side, and it's a delayed give once again. Actually, the give wasn't a delay. I mean, it was shotgun, and as soon as Burst took the snap, he gave it to his running back there, but he faked it, thought it looked like he was pulling the ball up way high. And De La Pena streaks for about 5 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 15. No, actually, I'm sorry. He picked up a pretty good gain. It'll be 5-yard pickup to make 2nd and 5 as they started 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard
Trying to
line.
add some more clock here to they ran off about 4 or 5 seconds after De La Pena ran out of bounds. They're trying to communicate that to the booth. I think they've got it sorted out now.
Trips look this time for San Ramon. Near side, Burst floats a pass, which is complete. A beautiful floater fade intended for his receiver on the far side.
Looked like Wade Wilson.
I think it was Justin Bangay who came down with the catch.
Yeah, is that 22 Bangay on the outside?
Bangay.
Nice catch.
Yeah, nice catch and a nice throw there by Burst. And now San Ramon really hurrying things up here as the clock under a minute. 1st and 10 for the Wolves at the Foothill 27-yard line. Burst looking down the field once again, and his pass goes through the outstretched fingertips of his receiver there.
I think we're going to get a pass interference or a hold on 59. Perry Cheney, though, is going to give San Ramon Valley another 1st down and an additional 10 yards, if I'm correct.
That pass looked to be intended for Brian Donnie. And yeah, it will be a defensive holding call against Foothill. Actually make that pass interference against Foothill. So not only does it stop the clock for San Ramon, but it also pushes them up quite a bit of yards as they are now inside the 20-yard line. Inside Foothill's 20-yard line. And they're looking to score and try to tie this game up, potentially tie this game up. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Ball at the Foothill Falcon 14-yard line. 52 seconds left to play here in the 1st half. San Ramon out of timeouts. Foothill still has 3 of their timeouts remaining. And Burst looking to the end zone, and it is misfired for his receiver there. Matt Turner, the intended target. Or actually, that was J.J. Koski, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it looked like he had Koski there on a post, and the fence was there, but they didn't think they got a hand on it. Fortunately for Koski, wasn't able to haul it in.
So clock stops once again. 47.6 seconds left now here in the 1st half, 2nd and 10. And it's Burst and shotgun with De La Pena being used as a blocker. Incomplete pass there. Nick Mendonça stepping in front of it and deflecting it away.
job by Mendonça stepping in front of that one, but you got to give credit to San Ramon Valley. They did a good job to get down here into the red zone. They just want to get the finishing touches on this drive, but it's 3rd down and 43 seconds left.
This time Burse in the backfield all by himself, shotgun about 5 yards deep of his offensive line. 3 receivers to the right side, near side, 2 receivers to the left side, far side. The snap was fumbled by Burse, but then he picks it up, fires to the end zone, and a touchdown for the Wolves. There is a penalty flag on the field, but Burse, who got a low snap from his center there, Aratarena, couldn't quite handle it. Then he picks it up off the turf, rolls out to his left, and fires to the end zone where he completed the pass to his receiver. And so the penalty is against Foothill. It was a sideline penalty as the players for the Foothill bench were past the white line and onto the field of play. Matt Sweeney can't believe the call as he is talking it out with the refs. So the touchdown will stand for San Ramon. And so now the score is 14-13. An extra point here from Anderson can tie it up. Yeah, Todd, I remember when I was back playing football, our coaches were on us the whole time. Make sure you back up, don't get too close, because that's one of the worst penalties to get called against you, as Anderson's kick is good and ties this game up at 14 apiece with 33.6 seconds left. It's just a penalty that really there's no need for, Todd. I mean, the players got to know. I mean, they have the white lines, the box there painted on the field. You just got to know to stand back from the field marker there.
Yeah, but they were able to decline it, and you got to give credit to the San Ramon Valley Wolves offense for stepping it back into this game when it looked like Foothill was going to take this game over. Credit to the Cameron Burse bringing them down the field. They had the big play wiped out by a penalty that brought them back 50 yards, back to their own 42-yard line, but they didn't stop. Even with 0 timeouts, they were able to dink and dunk and run the ball and get some big plays when they needed it, and bam, touchdown, and we're tied here. Looks like the beginnings of a East Bay League Classic, 14-14 with 33 seconds left in the first half.
Well, as I alluded to earlier, they're very reminiscent of a college team known as the Oregon Ducks. They have the same color scheme, the green and gold. They have a lot of different jerseys to choose from to San Ramon, and they can strike in a hurry. Their offense does not need to stay on the field long for a score. They can get it in 1 or 2 plays. Burse showing his arm there on that last drive. And Anderson showing off his leg once again, the second touchback for him. And he's really reminiscent of a quarterback, or of a kicker that I once knew, Anthony Binswanger from De La Salle. When we played him, we stopped sending returners out onto the field completely. And every kick was out of the end zone for a touchback. And now for Foothill, you have 33.3 seconds left. 3 timeouts. Now it's time for you to look like Oregon and try to get some quick scores. Although that's not really Foothill's MO. They're more of a controlled type of offense. And they do go to Ray Hudson on a slant, who makes the catch and picks up the first down. I thought he was going to be close, and then I saw the chain gang on the far side moving the sticks. Clock stopped with 27 seconds now after the first down pickup. And we'll see if Kearns is just going to spike the ball here. He will not. He'll throw another quick pass to Ray Hudson. Slant, who breaks free of a couple tackles and picks up a first down out to the Foothill 45-yard line. Clock now at 18.3 seconds left. And Foothill will use their first timeout. So Matt Sweeney's going to head out onto the field, the head coach, and talk to his troops about how to handle these waning final seconds of the first half, in which his team is deadlocked in a 14-14 tie with the visiting San Ramon Valley Wolves. This is a game which first place among the league standings is on the line for both squads. San Ramon Valley 3-1 in league play. Foothill 2-1. San Ramon Valley, who started off their season 0-3. They played some really tough non-conference competition, then got into conference play and lit it up against some of the bottom barrel teams. And no offense to those teams, but Livermore, Granada, and Amador Valley. Actually, Livermore, Amador Valley, then Granada in that succession. And then they faced a very talented Cal team and stuck with them last week at home, losing by only 3 points. Back from the timeout is Foothill. Deep pass fired down the right sideline there, but Kearns was hit as he threw, and so the ball skipped along the turf, way short for his intended target. So that'll stop the clock at 14.3 seconds left.
Nice job by the San Ramon Valley Wolves defense there, only rushing 3 guys, Michael, and still getting pressure on the quarterback of Foothill. So this clock does stop. They still have 2 timeouts, Mike. We'll see what happens here, but good job by the defense. They're definitely not putting too much emphasis on rushing the passer, just deciding to sit back and play basic prevent defense here, but they did put pressure on the quarterback on that play.
Kearns in a shotgun set. Thanks, Todd. Kearns in a shotgun set. He's at the 40-yard line where he gets the snap, and now looks here along the near sideline, and the pass is dropped by Isaiah Langley. He had it right in his chest, in his bucket, and could not corral the throw from his quarterback Kearns.
Yeah, Langley had such a good pattern on that play, Michael. He had so much room to run. Once he caught the ball, he took his eye off of it, didn't look it all the way into his chest, and he was really upset at himself because he knows he could have had a big play after catching that ball, but it did fall harmlessly incomplete.
Yeah, he did run a really good route there on that out route along the near side, broke free, got wide open. Like you said, that would have been some big yardage had he made the catch and then took off field, but that's neither here nor there here on 3rd and 10. And now it's going to be Kearns trying to escape the sacking defense from San Ramon, and he cannot do so. And that will end the first half here on the campus of Foothill. So Falcons will go into the locker room, and so will the Wolves, both tied at 14 apiece here. And they will talk about some things, both offensively and defensively. And for head coach Mark Kessler, this is not the type of offense he likes to see from his team. He likes to put up 35 points a night, if not more. Meanwhile, Foothill, they're right in their element as far as the game they like to play. They like to play a very physical, battle, grinding kind of type of game out where the offense and defense just doing enough to get by and get the win. All about battle. That's the word they use here on the campus of Foothill. So, folks, we'll be back. We'll take a quick breather, and then Todd and I will give you a halftime show live from Roger Dabney Memorial Field on the campus of Foothill High School, where we're all knotted up at 14 between the visiting San Ramon Valley Wolves and the home team, Foothill Falcons.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at
All right, folks. Check. Can you turn me up a little bit? All right, folks. Welcome to the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, coming to you from Roger Dabney Memorial Field in Pleasanton, California. Once again, I'm Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the Mic, alongside Todd Allen. And our halftime score is all knotted up at 14 between the San Ramon Valley Wolves and the Foothill Falcons. A very back and forth game between the two sides as far as momentum swings go, Todd, and just some good offense and good defense being displayed by both teams. It really hasn't been a one or the other effort for either units, for either team. Just a very balanced game. If you talk about turnovers, well, San Ramon's losing in that battle is one of their Foothills. They've escaped the turnover bug so many times tonight. There's been a lot of passes from Kearns that should have been picked off. There was like 3 in a row that were almost picked off. But the one interception that really troubled and hurt San Ramon was that pick 6 from Burst to right in the hands of Cody Shields.
Yeah, and that got them right back in the game and really took over the first half for them with Cody Shields jumping that route and getting the first score, getting Foothill on the board. That turned basically the game on its ear because the crowd got into it, the team got into it, and they were pumped up from that point forward. But credit San Ramon Valley by coming up with that drive at the end of the half to tie it up.
And credit San Ramon Valley for scoring first. I should have went to that. They did score first in this game.
Right, they were
on their second
over.
Offensive possession
That's
of the
right.
game. They had some a very timely drive, and then they went to, I believe, J.J. Koski for the first score via the air, and that made it a 7-0 ball game. And then that would be the score at the end of the first quarter. In second quarter, when Foothill trapped way down at their own side of the field, that's when the quarterback burst through a pick 6. And then Foothill would continue to carry on with that momentum. They would get the ball back, and they struck deep late in the second quarter on that deep post route from Kearns to Isaiah Langley, who just burnt the defense of San Ramon there.
Yeah, that was sophomore to sophomore. That was unbelievable. You get a
and
feeling
they're going to be a combination.
You get
for
the
years
feeling
to come.
that they've been playing before and they're going to be playing together for many years to come. They definitely have a lot of good chemistry, and it was a beautiful pass and a beautiful pattern by the young sophomore Isaiah Langley, and hauled it in with confidence and walked into the end zone. It really looked like Foothill was going to take charge and maybe turn this into a blowout, but that's not what happened.
Well, like we said it was late in the game, or late in the quarter. I believe there was about 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes left in the second quarter before the first half ended. When they got that score, San Ramon had no timeouts,
That's right.
and they had to make something happen. And they had a couple penalties. At first, they had some big plays. De La Pena busting a big run. Then they caught a big play. They got into Foothill territory. Then a penalty, which you would have thought just completely deflated the air out of the balloon as it bounced them back into their own side of the field. But no, San Ramon Valley, they're too strong-willed to let that derail them, as they had some seconds left. They're a very quick strike offense, and they ended up just showing that penalty didn't mean much. They got the ball down the field, and they would score on about a teener pass. I'd say about an 18-yard pass there from the quarterback, Cameron Burst, to his receiver. And I think it was Bangay. I don't know if we ever got a receiver. I think we were so caught up in that penalty that was before or during that play, with San Ramon getting called, or Foothill getting called for their bench players going past the sideline there and onto the field. The penalty was negated. San Ramon scores, and they get that score right before half to make it a 14-14 game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cameron Burst just didn't show any mercy. He had all the confidence in the world in moving the team down the field twice because of the penalty. They had to do it 2 times, and then capped it off with a beautiful touchdown pass and to tie this game up. San Ramon Valley was really not looking good for a minute there, but credit that team. They did it, like you mentioned, a tough, strong-willed team, not willing to fold, and here we are 14-14 in an East Bay Valley Classic we got coming up in the second half.
Yeah, Cameron Burst, who has really tried so hard this year to make a name for himself, like I said, in the shadows last year of a very talented quarterback by the name of Zach Klein, who was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the state of California. He was one of the top quarterbacks in the nation, ends up going to Cal Berkeley, not playing this year, of course, as they feel Maynard is the guy to get things done, and he's put Cal on a little bit of a rally. They've won 2 straight going into tomorrow's big game. I'll be there against Stanford. It's so odd to say big game Stanford, and we're only in October. That's a game that's usually played in November, just like Omar and I, we had the discussion of, the fact that this is the last home game for Foothill seems so odd to say that so early in the year, but of all of the high school football season here in Northern California and throughout the whole state of California, to be exact, getting pushed starting a week earlier due to the bowl games, the playoff games that they're going to have before the bowl games. So once they go through their section finals, then they're going to have a kind of regional bowl game to determine who goes to the state bowl game. So that's why season's going to wrap up. The regular season's going to wrap up a week earlier than most schools have been used to in the past. And that was the first half of play. 14-14, a real good first half for both schools. Like I said, offense and defense, both teams showed flashes of brilliance in both categories. And these are two teams that have been amongst the top 10 consistent high school programs in Northern California since 2004, according to Max Preps. San Ramon Valley, Foothill, De La Salle, Monte Vista. Just something about the East Bay Athletic League, California, and Amador Valley. The only teams really not one of the top consistent teams are the teams from Livermore, those being Granada and Livermore High School. But this East Bay Athletic League, Todd, I know you're kind of fresh to it. I've been around it for a while. This really is the most competitive league going in the East Bay. I mean, I think in the entire Bay Area, and I know the folks at the West Catholic Athletic League, they'll have a beef about that. But from top to bottom, I mean, especially the top, though, I mean, you're seeing it in the standings with Monte Vista, Cal, Foothill, and San Ramon coming into this weekend's action, all tied atop. I mean, this is a conference where, I mean, you got these great teams that have to play each other. Someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, and, just really good teams out here. And I think a lot of that has to do with, you have a lot of ex-ball players that settle down in these cities that these high schools are from. And, talent, of course, is going to spread throughout the genealogy there. And so that's what's led to these two teams being so great. Kickoff's about to start, folks. That's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, as we're about to get set with the second half here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. The home team, Foothill Falcons, will return the second half opening kickoff. The Blue Crew in full effect. Band members waving their batons as they get a golf court escort down the track here near side in front of us. A kickoff from Matt Anderson for the third time tonight. Will go out of the end zone and good for a touchback. My goodness, he has a boot, man. I mean, he came so close to that 51-yard attempt that he missed in the first half, Todd. It was a little bit wide to the left. And just being a Cal Bears fan, I cannot wait to see that guy come in. My dad's always complaining about Vince D'Amato. And Anderson here, guy that we're getting to watch in front of us. Really good kicker. Can't wait to see him at the next level. First play from scrimmage here for the Falcons in the second half. And it's Kearns handing it off to his fullback, Gates. And Gates pushing forward for some positive yards on that run play.
Just to finish on Anderson, he's one guy I've been really impressed with here today, Michael, and he certainly has the opportunity to become a real big weapon, not only for this Foothill Falcons team, but as you said, at the next level at Cal. That guy has got a leg.
Well, Anderson was one of three San Ramon Valley players that were told to watch out for this year in 2012 among the East Bay elite. There was a fumble maybe perhaps on that run play as Kearns gave it off to Griffith Gates once again.
Yeah, it was a fumble, but it looked like Foothill got it back. And excuse me, of course, Anderson of San Ramon Valley, not of Foothill, but he's got an amazing leg, and he's going to be great at the next level. I'm excited to see if his leg actually have an impact on the rest of this game. Yeah. Considering it's so close, we might see another long one from Anderson.
Yeah, he was the number 2 ranked kicker in the country coming into this season, according to Scout.com. Him along with Cameron Burse and Ryan Dunn. 3 guys for this year's San Ramon Valley squad on the East Bay High School Football Players Top 25 to watch, courtesy of the Contra Costa Times and the San Jose Mercury. And it's Griffith Gates once again churning forward, using his big, strong legs to pick up a good gain of yards there, near sideline towards us.
Yeah, nothing different from Coach Matt Sweeney and the Foothill Falcons in the second half, just giving it to Gates and taking what you can get with him. He started out strong in the first half, kind of tailed off towards the end of it, but he's back strong after that halftime break, and he's got 8 or 9 yards on that one.
Griffith Gates, he's also in that top 25 East Bay High School football players to watch list that came out in the preseason. And why not? Just keep giving it to Gates. On a 3rd and short, he picks up the first down. And so Griffith Gates right now carrying the team on his legs here to start off this second half for the Foothill Falcons. And why not? The senior in what is going to be his final regular season home game, played in front of these great fans here at Foothill in Pleasanton. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their own 44-yard line. They fake the give to Gates, and they give it on a toss there, a delayed toss to Jameer Holland, near side towards us. Holland took the toss towards the sideline and then cut back up the middle of the field to pick up pretty good gain of yards there. So
yeah, you want to see if you're Foothill, it's nice to have a second guy to go with in the backfield to team with Gates. If you can get the junior Holland on the outside and then get it out to Ray Hudson, you have 3 weapons, and they're definitely showing them off here to start out the second half, picking up another first down.
Yeah, I like to call them the 3-headed monster for Foothill of Gates, Hudson, and Holland. Holland, who's only a junior, so you know he's going to be good next year as a senior. He was playing last year starting as a sophomore as well, was Holland. And this time the give goes to Gates after Foothill gets the ball past the 50-yard line and into San Ramon territory. And Gates, once again with another bruising run, taking some San Ramon Valley defenders with him along that front line. 3-yard pickup, makes for 2nd and 7. But yeah, just think of Foothill not really having to go through rebuilding mode next year, as they're going to have a returning quarterback, a returning wide receiver, and a returning running back. Those are really the 3 pieces you need on the offensive end. Of course, you're going to need an offensive line as well, but Foothill always known for getting good offensive linemen. 2nd and 7 now for the Falcons on the San Ramon 40-yard line. Trying to duck away from pressure was the quarterback Kyle Kearns, and he cannot do so. The charge led by Eric Yale, middle linebacker there, or outside linebacker for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. He will be credited with the sack on Kearns.
Yeah, Eric Yale and company coming around the outside. Kearns really had nowhere to go with the ball, did the smart thing and just tucked the ball away and take the sack. Only a loss of 3, or maybe even 2.5 on that sack. So, you know, it could have been a lot worse. You definitely don't want to turn the ball over here. You're moving the ball well. It's only, it's 3rd down. You definitely want to turn the ball over here. So good job by Kearns just taking the sack.
Well, after the 3-yard pickup from Gates to play prior, it's actually a 5-yard loss on the sack, so it'll be 3rd and 12. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 receiver near side. That's Ray Hudson. And pass intended for Anderson. And I'm not talking about Matt Anderson, the kicker of San Ramon. I'm talking about Ryan Anderson, the receiver for Foothill. Incomplete. Kearns throwing a dart to his receiver there, and Ryan cannot make the catch. And so now will be 4th and 12 at the San Ramon 45-yard line, which is a bit too deep to say go for it territory. So Matt Sweeney's going to play the field game and have Ray Hudson punt it away. And a nice punt once again from the man who's known more for his receiving prowess. And Ray Hudson looking like maybe he might punt a little bit at Cal, as he's had some really good punts. Whether he's had a sky it high or go for a line drive distance punt, this time he skies it high and downs the Wolves inside the 20-yard line. They'll start from their own 13 or 14-yard line. 13 is where the ball will be spotted for San Ramon Valley. Their first offensive possession here in the second half. 7 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Burst under center. Has 2 backs split to each side of him in the backfield. And he throws on a comeback route to his receiver along the far sideline, who makes the catch and then is pushed out of bounds.
Looked like Koski over there on an out route, picking up the short yardage gain, but good job by San Ramon getting the first play, get some positive yardage and a completion.
A little quieter here as the band is no longer to the right of us.
Happy about that.
They
are a good band, but they're right in your ear. It's not good for TV.
Yeah, no, their halftime performance was awesome. A 4-yard pickup on that previous outside curl route to Koski. And so on 2nd and 6, the Wolves are going to hand the ball off to De La Pena. And De La Pena comes about a yard or two shy of the first down there. Actually 3 yards shy. He picks up a 3-yard gain on the run up the middle. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the San Ramon Valley Wolves with the ball at their own 20-yard line. Receivers out to each side. 2 backs in the backfield for Burse, who is under center. Burse gives the ball to his running back, De La Pena, who is jackknifed at the legs by Cody Shields. Cody Shields has been all over the place once again tonight, just as he was last week, Todd.
Yeah, both sides of the ball. Cody Shields making his presence known with the big catch, obviously the interception for the touchdown, and another great play there on defense, stopping the running back short on 3rd down and forcing the San Ramon Valley punt.
No gain on the run there for San Ramon Valley, so they will have to punt deep within their own territory from their own 20-yard line. The punt from Argyros takes a bounce and takes a really big bounce, I believe, off a San Ramon Valley Wolf near the 40-yard line. That's where Ray Hudson, the punt returner, who tried to get away from that punt as he saw that it was going to be something that wouldn't be in his best interest to field. And he's still confused here on the sideline. He thought that the ball had been touched by San Ramon Valley at about the 40-yard line. Instead, it took a deflection off somebody. I did see a deflection, that's for sure.
I think that the Foothill is trying to argue that the ball had first touched the San Ramon Valley defender or a man on the punt team back here on the 40-yard line. But they're just saying that it was deflected off him harmlessly, and it actually hit a Foothill guy as well. I'm surprised that San Ramon Valley doesn't complain like it should be their ball, Mike.
Right. And so Kearns talking it out with his coach, Nat Sweeney, on the sidelines before going into the huddle with the play for his teammates. The ball is situated at the Foothill 18-yard line. That's where it took its final rolls and then was down by San Ramon on the punt. A nice punt by Argyros, who hasn't been really getting any nationwide exposure as to where he's going to be playing next year, but he is a fantastic punter for the Wolves.
Oh, wow.
And a nice catch there. You can talk about a fantastic catch from Finney, making a one-handed catch on the shoulder, which was most difficult to make that catch as the ball was thrown behind him by the quarterback Kearns. He hauls it in with one hand, brings it in, and then even the yards after catch, he kind of stumbled forward, breaking free of a tackle, leg tackle, and gets the first down there. Great play from the quarterback Kearns to the tight end Finney. 1st and 10 now for Foothill at their own 35-yard line. The give goes to Griffith Gates here, and Gates will charge forward but will not pick up too much yards. Well, he picks up 3 yards, but you know, not too many. But once again, it is positive yardage for the Foothill Falcons. Griffith Gates, who runs so hard, and is really looking for his offer to come through at the next level. Some say he has an offer on the table from Sacramento State, my old alma mater. Toss to Holland here on a 2nd and 6. Holland trying to read out the defense and kind of stutter-stepping his way after getting the toss and not really moving forward. And San Ramon comes up and puts a good whacking on him.
Yeah, good job by the San Ramon Valley defense of gang tackling young Holland and setting up a 3rd and medium yardage here. Be good for San Ramon Valley to get the ball back here. Foothill starting to get back into it. Everybody's settling in after halftime. The crowd's starting to get back into this now. If San Ramon can get off the field now, get it back to their offense, it would be a good thing for them.
Clock under 5 minutes here to be at 4:44 to be exact in the 3rd quarter. Kearns under center, 3 receivers in the formation along with him, and Kearns is brought down for another San Ramon Valley sack.
Yep, that's exactly what they wanted. They got the blitz from the linebackers coming up the gut. Foothill's offensive line wasn't able to give Kearns enough time to get out to his big receiver Hudson, and they forced the punt as Hudson gets into the punting position and tries to give San Ramon Valley not good field position, but we'll see. The return man's out here on the 30-yard line.
What was a 3rd and 4 turned into a 4th and 9. Ray Hudson, the receiver, to punt. And it's a punt that gets away from the punt returner for San Ramon Valley, that being Andrew Gubera. He just let it bounce away from him. And another great punt by Ray Hudson
that was
down
another
inside
good
the
punt.
20.
Great punt by Hudson, excuse me, Michael, but because he could have returned that on the 30 at least if he wanted to return it, but he decided not to return it. Could have called for a fair catch, and unfortunately let it bounce, and took a really nice foothill bounce. So flipping the field is the punter slash wide receiving phenom, Ray Hudson.
Ray Hudson, a phenom he is. He was the last guy to note on that top 25 East Bay High School football players watch list for 2012 before the season. At least last guy that's on this field to play between both squads. 3:55 left in the third quarter, a 14-14 game. San Ramon Valley with the ball. And Cameron Burse drops back and completes a pass intended for his running back there on the running back screen. And a great pickup for a first down.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but it looked like Peter Tagliaferri came out on the outside to pick up that gain and was mowing guys down for a first down for San Ramon Valley.
Peter Tagliaferri taking after his brother, Michael, who last year was used a lot in kind of change of pace situations. Just another talented player to get out there with some speed, can mix it up. Michael Tagliaferri, who is playing lacrosse at North Carolina this year. He's one of those D1 guys that San Ramon lost from last year's squad that made it all the way to the championship game against De La Salle for the North Coast section of Division I. A run here for Marcus De La Pena, and a very spirited run for the San Ramon Valley junior there as he twists and turns and comes close to picking up a first down, Todd.
Yeah, good job by De La Pena. Going back to their bread and butter is offensive coordinator Becker, knowing that De La Pena got it here, you got to keep feeding him the rock, because he's a guy that's going to wear down this Foothill defense the more he gets the ball in the second half.
2nd and 3 now for the Wolves on their own 42-yard line. Play action for Burse, who tries to look for a receiver across the middle of the field, that being his tight end, Ryan Dunn, but Dunn was covered like a blanket by the Foothill defense. Yeah,
good job by Trevor Mays, number 36, coming over and knocking that ball away. He's only 5'8", 155 pounds is the senior Mays, but he plays a lot bigger. Was not intimidated by the large tight end for San Ramon Valley. But it did look like that maybe he got flagged, or another player got flagged in the secondary for holding, and that'll allow San Ramon Valley to pick up another first down.
Yeah, maybe Trevor Mays reaching in to deflect the ball a little too early, might have caught some body there, as it will be a defensive hold.
I thought it was a really nice play by Mays, but it was possible that he did get called for being there a bit too early.
So San Ramon will take advantage of the penalty as they are now into the Foothill side of the field at the Foothill 43-yard line. Burse calling out some audibles right now with his tight end Dunn, who was lined up amongst the offensive line, now splits out to the near side as a receiver. Taking the shotgun snap is Burse, and firing a pass incomplete and nearly picked off was Burse. Mendonça was in the area for Foothill and almost had the interception, and he was looking for Justin Bengay on that play.
Yeah, he was, and Nick Mendonça almost hauled that in, and if he did, he had a lot of green in front of him, so he's got to be kicking himself not to be able to haul in that interception.
2 minutes and 44 seconds left here in the third quarter. It is a 14-14 game between two East Bay Athletic League rivals atop the East Bay Athletic League standings, each with one loss to their name. And both teams trying to keep it that way, but only one is going to be able to say they did that at the end of the night. Good run there from De La Pena. An excellent run, I should say, as he picks up a first down and more.
Yeah, De La Pena is picking up yardage in chunks here in their second drive here in the second half. They got to keep giving it to De La Pena. He's running hard and doesn't look a least bit tired. He did have quite a few carries in the first half, but he looks stronger than ever.
So San Ramon Valley Wolves just marching down the field after Ray Hudson placed them within the 20. Some good running by De La Pena, some nice throws executed. Of course, the penalty helped on that pass interference or defensive hold. And this time, Cameron Burse takes the snap and hands the ball off to De La Pena. De La Pena will pick up
Tackle by McGee.
a good chunk of yardage there.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. Ball at the Foothill 27-yard line. Clock at 1:25. Burst looking deep down the sideline. Wide open receiver, and it is caught for the touchdown. Cameron Burst to Matt Turner, and the quarterback there, or defense, the secondary just fell asleep for Foothill. Matt Turner wide open down the near sideline, and he gets the easy score. He had to stretch out to make the catch, but he was wide open.
Yeah, not sure what happened on the coverage there. Nick Mendonça was in the area, but he expected a safety to help him or a linebacker to take him, left him wide open. I thought Burst actually overthrew him at first, but the wide receiver was able to run under it and haul it in as San Ramon Valley takes the lead.
Yeah, I think he was expecting Trevor Mays to help out. And
Nobody helped out on that play. He was over by 30 yards.
So now Matt Anderson to attempt the extra point, which was almost blocked by Foothill's Trevor Mays. But Anderson does get the kick to go through the goalpost, unblocked. And so the San Ramon Valley Wolves back up on top. First time they've been up having the lead since midway through the second quarter before Foothill got their first score. 21-14 is your score here with 1:20 left to play from Roger Dabney Memorial Field in the third quarter, I should say. Not in the entire game, but 1:20 left to play in the third quarter. And Cameron Burst, who really has led that drive, 3 touchdowns tonight. He was the player of the game when I did the EBAL opener between San Ramon Valley and Livermore.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Burst today. He's had a couple of overthrows early. Looked like he needed to calm down a bit, and he certainly has. That was a beautiful throw on the outside there of 30 yards or more for the touchdown. So Burst, a senior, 6'3", 220 pounds. He's definitely got the size, and from what I've seen, he's got the arm strength. I've been really impressed with number 7 out here tonight.
And a lot of people have. He's one of those guys that his name is slowly and surely climbing up the ranks of colleges, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes next year. And this is quarterback U, I like to call her. Well, it's not a university, but they sure do produce a lot of quarterbacks. Quarterback high, as the kickoff there, a deep kickoff, which is actually fielded by Holland. He took it about a yard within the end zone there and got out to about the 15-yard line. There is a penalty flag thrown from the referees, so they're going to try to sort this one out.
I think it's sort of unfair when you start judging, quarterbacks freshman year and ranking them in sophomores and juniors. I mean, at the quarterback position especially, like other positions in high school sports, sometimes it takes a while for guys to grow into their maturity and grow into their bodies. A guy like Cameron Burst certainly wasn't huge on the screen until this year, but he's certainly making a splash, at least in my eyes, and I'm sure a lot of college recruiters around the nation are taking notice as well as he's torching this Foothill Falcons defense.
Yeah, I mean, he has been one of many quarterbacks to go to D1 schools. Like I said, Zach Klein going to Cal. Joe Southwick, a quarterback that played for San Ramon. The ball's tipped and intercepted by San Ramon. Kyle Kearns, a sophomore who has had a couple of glimpses of sophomore shortcomings tonight. And that pass in and out of the reach of Ray Hudson. He couldn't come up with it. The ball was deflected straight up into the air, and San Ramon Valley was just in the right area to make the interception.
Yeah, San Ramon Valley got a big play from their defense after coming up with the big play on offense. They certainly got the momentum on their side. Let's see if they can go up to the air again and try to get this lead even bigger than it is right now. Already up 7, and their offense is cooking, and their team's cooking as a whole right now.
So San Ramon Valley back onto the field offensively on the Foothill 33-yard line, and Burst fires a dart that's complete on a deep slant to
Versus pass.
Justin
Complete.
Benge.
Tackle by Holland.
Burst wasting no time, going right back to the air to hit his wide out on a looked like a middle slant, short post pattern for a first down for San Ramon Valley.
I think they were saying actually Tagliaferri made the catch there, Peter Tagliaferri. It'll now be 1st and 10. Clock under a minute here as it's ticking down to 40 seconds. Cameron Burse under center. De La Pena about 6 yards behind him in the backfield. He floats up another pass, which is knocked away at the final moments by Nick Mendonça of Foothill. Intended for Justin Benge.
Yeah, they were trying to just go back up top to Benge. Mendonça was there on that one and made a really nice defensive play to knock that away. He was actually in better position to make a catch than Mendonça, or than Benge was. Nice job by number 20, the senior DB for Foothill.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Wolves. Clock stops, 32.2 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. The Wolves up 21-14. Falcons showing blitz, and they do surge forward to help stop De La Pena from picking up a big gain.
Big 3rd down upcoming here for the Falcons defense. Not wanting to let San Ramon Valley get another first down. It looks like they're going to take this down to the end of the quarter and flip the field.
It's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter for San Ramon 21.
And so that will end the 3rd quarter. One last quarter left to play here from Roger Dabney Memorial Field on the campus of Foothill High in Pleasanton, California. And the Falcons are going to look to try to salvage senior night and come back in this one, down by 7. You're listening to PlayOn Sports, your destination for high school sports.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, thank you. And we got a shout out from Brandon Mills and Stephen Davies, who are partners with us here at PlayOn Sports. They're covering Valley Christians tonight. They're saying we're sounding good, Todd. And they're out covering the Valley Christian Berean Christian game. Valley Christian up 31-14 in that one. It's halftime over there in Hayward. Some other scores worth noting. In the baseball world, the Giants will live to play another game. They're coming back to the Bay Area.
No kidding.
Yeah, they won tonight by a final of 5-0. And actually, I note this because Foothill alum Brandon Crawford had a big night, going 1 for 4 with a 2-run single that kind of blew things open. So big ups to Brandon Crawford.
Big ups to Barry Zito.
Yeah, big ups to Barry Zito, but Brandon Crawford, the shortstop who played high school ball here, and a pass right after we get back from the break to start the 4th quarter, and Burse, knowing that he had a wide open receiver there, disgusted with himself for missing his target, that being De La Pena along the near sideline. And so it'll create a 4th down and 8 from the Foothill 19-yard line. And so Matt Anderson will come on to try to attempt a field goal for the 2nd time tonight. His first field goal attempt was a 51-yarder that came up just short and to the left. This one, a chip shot for him, as it's going to be a 37-yarder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So San Ramon Valley will up their lead to double digits now, 24-14, a 10-point lead. Michael Smith alongside Todd Allen.
You know, Michael, you mentioned Brandon Crawford. He was he a football player at Foothill, or was he just a baseball guy?
You know what? I never got that. I just know that he was a 300 hitter in baseball here. Played varsity 3 years at Foothill before going on to play college ball at UCLA, where he batted a career average of 300 plus there as well. And definitely looks to be the shortstop for the future for the Giants. This is his first full season played last year got called up halfway through the season. From single A all the way to the bigs, the single A team close to the San Francisco Giants, as the single A team is in San Jose. And he hit a grand slam in his first ever Major League at-bat against Milwaukee Brewers.
From Foothill of Pleasanton to hopefully the World Series in 2 more games, Michael.
That's right. He plays a phenomenal defense at shortstop, and his hitting has really started to come through in this second half of the season. Kickoff underway from Anderson into the end zone, backs up Holland, but he will just call for the touchback there. Last kickoff he took out of the end zone. This time he does not do so. And some fans getting a little vulgar behind us, we'll try to block that out, but 11 minutes and 50 seconds left to play here in this contest. And the Foothill Falcons, donned in the blue jerseys, trying to pull one out in front of the blue crew, their fan faithful and their family that is here to celebrate senior night. And it's going to be the quarterback, Kearns, with a little sidearm pass there that is complete to his tight end, Jack Finney. That worked a lot in the first quarter, Todd. They kind of have got away from that in second and third quarters, trying to give the ball more to their star receiver, Hudson, but maybe they need to start getting it into the hands of Finney.
I think you're right. Coach Sweeney knows how important this drive is. We're already into the fourth quarter, and they really haven't got anything going in the second half offensively, as San Ramon Valley's built a 10-0 lead, as we have an injured Wolf out on the field. Let's hope he's okay, but Sweeney's telling his quarterback to get the ball to Jack Finney. He was the bread and butter of the first half, and it looks like they realized that if they're going to have any chance of coming back in this game, to get it in the hands of 88.
So an injury on the field stops the clock with 11 minutes and 44 seconds. And yeah, let's go for a read right now, huh? You're listening to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
I know, and I promised all my Facebook fans or friends and family that I would try to really get involved in the Twitter, but it's so hard to stay I've always been a bad multitasker, talking and Twittering at the same time, talking and tweeting. I just can't do it. I need to be free. I need to not be talking to tweet, and vice versa. So sorry for those of you that I said I was going to tweet some things. I haven't really got around to it.
Sounds like you need a designated Twitter.
Yeah, I need one of those. Back from the break, the player looked to be okay as he ran off the field on his own power. Foothill with the ball, trailing 24-14. San Ramon Valley has scored 10 unanswered points here in this second half. It was a 14-14 score at halftime. But Foothill just not being able to really get anything going offensively. And Kearns throwing that interception just an offensive series ago. Really, you hope that's not the mistake of the game. Kearns this time firing towards Hudson, who goes up and makes the catch despite being double covered right in front of us along the near sideline. What a catch by Ray Hudson.
Yeah, right in between number 9, Brian Dennis, and number 28, Kareem Dabney, was the big wide receiver, future tight end of Cal, Ray Hudson, just goes up like they weren't even there and makes a spectacular catch to take it into the Wolves' defensive territory. Nice play.
So the Falcons are in Wolves territory now, as Todd mentioned. They're at the San Ramon 38-yard line. San Ramon scrambling to get their defense set. I formation behind the quarterback, Kearns for Foothill. It's a toss to Jameer Holland, who breaks away from one leg tackle and then couldn't quite keep balance to stay in bounds.
Run out of bounds by Dabney.
Kareem Dabney in on the tackle. Kareem Dabney, who was injured in the game against Livermore. I didn't get to see him, but he is a pretty talented player with a lot of speed that San Ramon likes to use to cover other guys with speed, such as Jameer Holland for the Falcons. Holland picks up 2 on the toss. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Falcons at the San Ramon 36-yard line. Another toss dialed up for Holland, who has blockers in front of him, and it is upended around the 30-yard line, and he'll be a yard shy of the first down. Maybe 2 yards shy of first down. Yeah, 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 2.
Big third down upcoming here for Foothill. They try the toss sweep again to Holland, pick up about 5 yards, but that sets up a 3rd and short, and they haven't been as successful as they'd like to be on these 3rd and short chances so far in this game.
And on 3rd and 2, it's another toss to Holland.
I don't think he got it.
And
Depends
yeah,
on the spot.
I don't know. Holland, who with the toss had to start from behind the line of scrimmage, and then had to try to make moves and make something happen to pick up the first down. And yeah, I think you're right, Todd. He was taken out by the legs about a yard shy of first down, so it's going to be 4th and 1, almost 4th and inches for the Falcons at the San Ramon Valley 29-yard line, and they're going for it. I'd expect a run to Gates here. They have the jumbo set. Gates is the back, surges forward, and I believe he has the first down. I mean, that is a premature guess of mine. They haven't signaled a first down yet.
No,
but what do you think, Todd?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think he's got the first down. And good job by Coach Sweeney. Didn't hesitate one bit. He knew his team was going to have to go for it. He knows how important this series is for the Falcons. They pick up the first down. They give it to their big fullback, and we're going into about the 27-yard line. Big time play on 4th down for Foothill, and keeps the drive alive.
The drive is kept alive by Griffith Gates. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Isaiah Langley and Gates are in the backfield, and this time it's a toss to Langley, who was late to get set offensively and was really not expecting the toss, it seemed at first, as he kind of took the toss with a little bit of hesitation, but then he really turned on the jets and ran forward for about 5 yards before being tackled. So it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Falcons. Ball down to the, actually a 6-yard gain picked up to make 2nd and 4 at the San Ramon Valley 21-yard line. Receivers split to each side. Hudson near side and Anderson far side. And it's Griffith Gates who gets the handoff and finds a gaping hole along the right side. Easily got past the first level of defense for San Ramon, but then the linebackers were there to wrap him up before he could do any more damage. But Gates picks up the 6 yards and gets the ball out to the San Ramon Valley 12-yard line. So now the Falcons are in business. They're inside the 15, and they're looking to score and get this to within single digits. Once again, receivers split to each side in that offset I formation, almost like a pro set there, and the give goes to Gates.
Good tackle there by Kevin Muller, number 64, the 6'5", 290-pound monster, was unblocked and had a nice hit. He actually makes Griffin Gates look like a teeny wide receiver the size of that guy is out there. Nice play by the big defensive tackle to swim and make a nice tackle, preventing a large gain for Foothill.
Gates does still pick up 2 on that run. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball now at the San Ramon 10-yard line. Kearns gets the shotgun snap. It was high, but he brings it down and then completes a pass to his tight end, Jack Finney, for the touchdown.
There it is, Jack Finney, the man who had such a huge first half, hadn't gotten going yet in the second half, had a catch earlier on in this drive, and you could tell that they were trying to wait to get him singled up on a linebacker, and they did just that. Nice pass from Kearns to Finney, his big tight end, to cut it to 4, going on 3 points with still 8 minutes remaining in this ballgame.
Nico Cuero to attempt the extra point. San Ramon a little jumpy and trying to block that attempt, and I think they jumped off sides. Yeah, it'll be encroachment called on San Ramon, so it'll push the ball up just a bit. It's not going to change anything for Foothill in their decision to just kick for the extra point. They will not go for 2. So Nico Cuero back on once again to attempt the extra point, and again the whistle blows before this attempt can go forward. And these graphics on this new video board are just phenomenal. High def, a lot of color, a lot of vivid picture. It's a small video board. Vincent Huergas, the videographer, and I were talking about that. but it really is pretty nice despite the size. Like I said, high def. And the extra point kick is good from Nico Cuero. He's 3 of 3 on those tonight. And so Foothill now trailing by only 3 points. 24-21 the score. And they're clawing themselves right back into it, battling themselves right back into it. A nice drive there. And I'm going to turn it over to Todd.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination, PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday Night Football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here.
All right, thank you, Todd.
A little start and stop with that read there, Michael.
Yeah, right. Senior night here at Foothill. Like I said, they got a new scoreboard, which is brilliant and dazzling. It was one of the things they wanted to achieve here in the 25th year anniversary of the head coach Matt Sweeney behind the helm here at Foothill. They unveiled the board against Monte Vista back on September 21st, in which Foothill got the win. And that's kind of been the upset of the year in the East Bay Athletic League, because that really has changed the picture. Monte Vista, who instead of running away with the league, now has that one loss to their name. And the last time I saw, they were losing 28-3 to De La Salle tonight. And a high, I wouldn't call it a pooch kick, but it was a very high, shallow kick there from Nico Cuero, in which San Ramon just jumps on top, falls on top of it, and downs it.
Yeah, fortunate there, too, to jump on top of it. The ball had hit the ground and was sort of squibbling away there for a moment. Foothill had a chance to jump on top of it, but San Ramon Valley smartly got on top of it, and they'll take over on first down here. Trying to protect a 3-point lead.
Yes, they are. And they're going to have to do it with the greatness of their defense, one of the best defenses in the East Bay Athletic League this year. And Marcus De La Pena, he doesn't care about this Foothill defense as he shreds them for some yards and then some. Marcus De La Pena, a very speedy back, took the handoff around the far left side and streaked down the sidelines and then cut back towards the middle of the field and almost gets the ball to the 50-yard line. He gets it down to the 41-yard line, but one heck of a run by De La Pena. First down now for the Wolves at their own 41-yard line. Trips to the left, one receiver far side, bursts in a shotgun with De La Pena to his right hip, and De La Pena gets it on a delayed draw. Foothill was there in position to make the tackle, though, rather quickly.
Yeah, good job there by the Foothill defense. They just allowed a big run of about 20 yards to De La Pena. That time they buckled down and wrapped up and weren't fooled by the change of direction trap play coming from the San Ramon Valley that brings up a second down in about 8 or 9. Good job by the Foothill defense.
Yeah, they stayed at home, knew not to get fooled by the shotgun set 4-receiver look.
And that look had been giving Foothill trouble in the first half. It was good to see them make the adjustments necessary.
3 receivers this time with twins to the near side, 1 receiver to the left, tight end and a running back in the formation. In shotgun is Burse. He had De La Pena to his left hip this time, and he fires a pass, which is complete. And then Trevor Mays comes in with the hit stick right after, but what a catch there from Matt Turner to hang on after taking a licking from the safety Mays.
Yeah, Mays got him with the helmet to the ribs, it looked like. But he was able to shake that off and hang on to the ball and get the first down for San Ramon Valley. Tough play.
Matt Turner, so strong, one of the captains of the San Ramon team. Holds on to the ball and pushes moves the chains forward. Pushes San Ramon into the Falcon side of the field at the 46-yard line. Running back screen set up for De La Pena, who tries to break away from the tackle. But it was Foothill's Jack Finney who stayed on De La Pena, made sure not to let his grasp get away from him.
Yeah,
and
really
dragged
nice.
down De La Pena.
Really nice play, Michael, from Finney there, who's been doing it all offensively and defensively. That was a really nice play designed by San Ramon Valley, getting Pena going in one direction, the quarterback play action pass going towards him and finding Pena in the flat, but Jack Finney stayed right on his hip, wrapped him up, and made a really nice tackle.
The Falcon mascot for Foothill waving the yellow rally towel. I don't know if that's really working for his Falcons right now. A 2-yard pickup on that running back screen makes for 2nd and 8. Bursts under center, drops back under some pressure. Now gets a pass off to his tight end, Ryan Dunn, who is then hit by, who else? Trevor Mays. Mays coming up hard and making the tackle on Dunn, stopping Dunn from really getting any momentum and going forward.
Trevor Mays is certainly a powerful young man in a very small frame, but he makes every ounce of that frame count when he's going fearless into these much bigger receivers and running backs for San Ramon Valley.
Only a 1-yard pickup on that tight end screen play set up from Burst to Dunn, and now Burst shouting out some audibles to his receivers on the far side. There's 2 of them there. There's also 2 to the near side. De La Pena to the right side of Burst, who's in shotgun. Burst looking to that far side. He completes a pass, and then the receiver surges forward as he was about to be tackled right at the first down marker, but then he gets out of the grasp of that Foothill defender and kind of stumbles forward down the sidelines for some more yardage.
Yeah, Andrew Gubera, his first catch of the ball game on a big 3rd down and 7, catches the ball in the flat, knew he had to break a tackle in order to get the first down, and he did just that. Great play call getting it out to number 4, the senior 5'10", 175-pounder, picking up a big first down for San Ramon Valley.
Yeah, Andrew Gubera, their kick returner and punt returner, and they're using him as a receiver here in this drive in which they hope to kind of seal the deal. Is clock down to 4 minutes now. A pitch to De La Pena there for the Wolves, and on a 1st and 10 from their own, or from the Foothill 32-yard line, De La Pena picks up about 7 yards there and gets the ball down to the Foothill 25 to create a 2nd and short.
Yeah, and time began to become a factor here as we took underneath 4 minutes, Michael. The San Ramon Valley sidelines and crowd knew how important getting that last first down was, and they countered that with a 7-yard gain on first down as the clock continues to roll.
Yeah, they're going to have to hold the Wolves to a field goal here. I mean, no points would be nice, but a field goal at the absolute worst. 2nd and 3 for the Wolves, and it's De La Pena going up the gut with this carry. And it's yet to be determined if he has the first down, and I don't think so. He'll be a yard shy, yard or 2.
But that's what gaining 6 yards on the ground on first down gives you the ability to do, is just cram it up the middle, try to pick up 3 yards in 2 plays. You get to run a minute and a half off of the clock with the play clock, or close to it, and now they have a 3rd and about 1.5, 2 yards. And even if they don't make it, they keep the clock rolling and kick a field goal. But certainly have a chance to put this game perhaps on ice with a first down here, Michael.
And yeah, this is a huge play in the game right now. 3rd and 2 for the Wolves at the Foothill 24-yard line. Burst under center. He hands the ball off, and does Foothill's defense step up again? It's a run up the middle, and angling towards the right was De La Pena. And it's going to be a really close call to see if he got the first down. I think the refs are going to need to measure this one out. Clock stopping with 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they're saying that he did not. No, they got to fix the replay board. The replay board showed that they did not get the first down, but the refs are moving the chains forward to signal that he did pick up just enough to pick up the first down. So a good run by De La Pena. And now the clock with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Foothill does have 3 timeouts left, so does San Ramon. San Ramon in no hurry to call their timeouts. They're going to let this clock run down as much as they can. Everybody bunched up towards the line. Only one receiver split out far to the left. And it's a toss to De La Pena, who's wrapped up, well, at first initially by Jack Finney of Foothill, but De La Pena broke out of that and then ran into about 3 blue and gold defenders there.
Yeah, and Foothill used their first of 3 timeouts, knowing that they're going to have to conserve all 119 of the seconds remaining in this game. With 2nd down upcoming, their defense is going to have to hold, and they're going to have to take the ball back down the field. So using 1 of 3 timeouts after the defensive stop was Coach Sweeney of Foothill.
Talk about the blue and gold. Coach Sweeney, Foothill. Their jerseys all blue with just plain gold lettering on the front and on the back. No colored outline, no names. I always say they're the plainest uniforms in the Bay Area, but sometimes you don't need to have all the,
They're classic.
The glitz and glamour. Yeah, they are very classic. the blue helmets with just the gold face mask, nothing on the helmets, no Falcon logo or anything like that, just the gold pants, no blue striping or anything like that. Meanwhile, you got a team in San Ramon who they have 3 different colored pants, actually 4 different colored pants. They have the white, the gray, the green, and the gold. Tonight they're wearing the gray pants with the green kind of wolf striping, white jerseys, green numbers outlined in gold and black. They have like a shadow box look on the front and on the back. On the back also they have their names in green font. And then their helmets have always been one of the coolest in the Bay Area. They have the Michigan Wolverines look, the green helmets with the gold stripes running through them. Back from the break, 2nd and 12 for the Wolves at the Foothill 23-yard line. Foothill had to call their first time out of second half. And it's Burst launching one up and getting the touchdown. Complete.
Wow.
What a pass from Cameron Burst, who is pumped up. And he is doing the jump up, chest bump with his teammates, and that might be the final blow in this game.
Wow, unbelievable, Michael. I can't believe it. All they were trying to do, it looked like, was run out the clock. Took Foothill completely by surprise with the play-action pass, getting one-on-one coverage to the outside. And no problem, touchdown for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. And like you said, that may have put this game on ice.
Kick from Anderson is through the uprights and good, and nearly takes out the scoreboard there. My goodness, he has a powerful boot on him.
What a turn of events here. That was, it didn't look like they were just going to try to run out the clock and grind out this victory, but no. Head coach Mark Kessler goes to the air, surprising everyone. The Foothill fans are so surprised they're trying to head for the exits. It looks like a race out of this door, but you can understand why. San Ramon Valley takes a 10-point lead with about 2 minutes remaining here. That was a great play call by Mark Kessler. Touchdown, San Ramon Valley.
I agree, it was a great call, but in the words of Lee Corso, I must say, not so fast, my friend, because they left a lot of time on the clock, 1:52.
Agree with you.
Foothill does have 2 timeouts left. I mean,
That's
so
true.
if they get a score, they could get the onside kick and maybe be in position to still kind of win this game, as odd as it may sound to you listeners at home and to even us who are here live from Roger Dabney Memorial Field on the campus of Foothill High in Pleasanton, California. These fans, I'm sure, would be bummed out if they found out that Foothill came back to win, which could happen. And something that has happened a lot tonight, Matt Anderson kicking them touchbacks. That ball took one bounce in the back of the end zone and out towards the track along the south side of the field here. This is one of the nicer high school football fields to be at as a player and as a broadcaster. And so Foothill's going to really need to try to make the comeback here. They're going to have to pull off the impossible. They have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line with 1:50 left. Kearns completes a pass to Isaiah Langley. Sophomore to sophomore connection there. And we've got some fans in front of us. They like that connection. Maybe they're sophomores too. It's going to be 1st and 10 now for Foothill at the 42-yard line. They're trying to hurry this one up. Kearns in shotgun, gets a snap, brings it down, and fires a pass towards the far sideline, complete to Ray Hudson, who's trying to stay on his feet and get out of bounds.
Which he does. Good job by Hudson finding the sideline there, Michael, and getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, because it looked like he was going to be tackled inside, but he just kept them legs churning. And so the clock does stop with 1:32, meaning Foothill does not have to blow a timeout.
Foothill off to a good start with already 2 completions. Not too much time taking off the clock. They're going to have to hurry, though. They got a long way to go and still have 2 scores down at this point.
A 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6 as we're back. And it's Kearns looking deep down the field. He's going to have to escape pressure. He steps up and runs.
Scramble by Kearns.
He might have picked up a yard in doing so.
Timeout.
But Foothill will have to call a timeout. Stopping the clock with 1:25.
Yeah.
And the offensive line has got to hold up for Kearns here, Todd.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they're bringing the outside pressure on him. And Kearns is doing a good job of stepping up, but he's just got to throw the ball away in that situation. He can't take a sack. I'm sure that's what Coach Sweeney's telling him right now. look, we know the pressure's on. We know this is tough for you, but if you're in trouble, just throw the ball away and we'll get them next time. You can't take a sack. We're only down to one timeout left. So he's a young quarterback. He's still learning, but he's got to know to get rid of the ball in that situation.
Yeah, remember I talked about the sophomore shortcomings, if you will, and I think he's done that a couple times tonight where he hasn't released the ball when he should have and just thrown it out of bounds, and he's taken those sacks. And like you said, he's a sophomore. Eventually he's going to learn those things with more game experience. I mean, this is a guy who I'm sure as a senior, he's going to be awesome. Coached by the famed quarterback guru Roger Theater, who all he does is put quarterbacks in college at D1 colleges and in the league. And right now, it's Kearns firing across the middle, and that is going to seal the deal. A ball intended for Ray Hudson, off the outstretched hands of his 6'4" receiver, and into the hands of a secondary member for the San Ramon Valley Wolves. And with a minute 18 left to play in this game, and the Falcons trailing by 10, and with only one timeout left, this game is safe to say, but safe to say that it's going to be a win for San Ramon.
Yeah, and a big win for San Ramon Valley at that, coming on the road in Foothill's backyard, and a hard-fought game which they had to come back. Really, when Foothill had all the momentum in the world, up 7, they got the score before halftime, and they really haven't looked back with a tremendous second half. All the credit in the world goes to San Ramon Valley.
At one point in this game, San Ramon Valley had 17 unanswered points when you talk about that score they got right before the half, and then the first 10 that they got to start this second half. And now the Foothill fans saying, well, we may not win this game, but we're good looking at least. And that's a funny chant, never heard that one before. And so San Ramon, all they have to do is really just take a knee to end this one out. It'll be their 4th straight victory in this series between both schools. And the last time they played on October 19th, back in 2007, was also a win for the Wolves. That one at San Ramon Valley. They won 24-3 in that contest. And so, folks, we do want to remind you to stay tuned to our PlayOnSports.com post-game coverage. We're going to wrap up all the action in our post-game show and have an interview with our player of the game. As this one is a final, the clock ticking down 9 seconds, hasn't reached all zeros yet, but it will be the San Ramon Valley Wolves as the clock now reaches zeros, getting the win on the road. And road wins are tough to come by in the East Bay Athletic League, but they have found a way to pull it off, defeating the Foothill Falcons on Foothill senior night by a score of 31-21 here on Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, folks, welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's post-game coverage here of Friday Night Football. I'm joined by our player of the game, the kicker for the San Ramon Valley Wolves, Matt Anderson. Matt, it's a pleasure to join you here.
Thank you for having me.
And you had yourself a touchdown tonight, 7 points overall with the field goal and the 4 made extra points. And you almost had yourself another field goal, that 51-yarder just short and to the left. And I knew when they sent you out there with the situation 4th and 12, I was like, he can hit this, and you almost did. But what a night tonight. And, you know, I was watching the Niners pregame show last night, and they did this segment called I'm a Beast. You know, that's NFL's Network's version of, like, come on, man. And everyone's going through their players. You know, they had Irvin picking Vernon Davis, and they had Marshall Falk picking, Marshawn Lynch, and Mariucci picked Patrick Willis. Well, against the Dion, I'm thinking he's going to go some kind of secondary because he was quarterback. And he goes with David Akers as his choice for I'm a Beast. He said, you know what? Kickers need love too. And so I said, you know what? Kickers do need love, especially one with a really good boot. And that's why we had you on here tonight. I think sometimes it goes unnoticed what a kicker can do to a team, not only by making those long field goals or an extra points automatic, but when you can take away the chance of any kind of, miraculous special return on the kickoff game, I mean, that goes unnoticed, and that is so big. I mean, just to take, especially because they have some talented receivers, Jameer Holland, Isaiah Langley, some real fast guys that with the ball in their hands, they're dangerous. And for you to take the ball out of their hands tonight, I thought was so huge tonight. And just, you gave them a couple chances towards the end there. What made you at least give them a couple chances towards the end?
Yeah, well, that, second to last one, I skied it a little and got a little under it. But our coverage team is absolutely fantastic, and they were down there, and we ended up tackling him on the 14-yard line. But we had the little penalty that got him to the 29, but it's really all those guys out there hustling down there and making the tackle and making the play, so they do a great job.
I mean, are you just out there just trying to kick the ball as far as you can just to see how far it can go?
Yeah, I'm out there having fun. I want to hit a deep, high ball, get some good hang time on it. But I'm just out there having fun with my brothers out there, and so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, just really quickly, we'll talk about your brothers who, have really gotten some confidence going here since league play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now 4 wins after tonight against Foothill and almost 5 wins. I mean, you guys are really competitive against who some say is the top team in league, although it's yet determined because there's 4 teams all with 1 loss. But, with the running game with Karras Johnson and everything, some feel that Cal is the better team. But, just to go back to your kickoffs, you remind me of this guy, Anthony Binswanger. You might be a little too young to remember him, but for De La Salle. Mm-hmm. And he just kept doing that to us, just all these touchbacks. After a while, we stopped putting our kickers back to, or kick returners back to return them. I mean, this guy was booting them through the goalposts on kickoff. So, you had a very strong game tonight. Your brothers put you in situations to be automatic 4 for 4 in the PAT game and to set you up for some field goal tries. Cameron Burse, of course, a guy who, has had the tough job of, trying to replace a hero in Zach Klein last year, who you will be playing with next year at the University of California, Berkeley. Congratulations on accepting the scholarship offer.
Thank you very much.
How'd that come about?
So they first saw me when they came out to watch Zach at practice one day, and I ended up going to their camp out in the summer. And I kicked really well. They liked me, and so they invited me back the next weekend to kick against one other guy. And after that performance, they offered me the scholarship, and I committed about an hour and a half later.
That is awesome. That is really cool, especially, with the kicking game on the Fritz this year. You could come in next year and maybe get a chance to start right away as a true freshman. Back to your team, though, Cal will be next year. It looks like you guys, now with 4 wins on the season, all you're going to need is 1 in the next 2 games to qualify for NCS. You will have a pretty tough schedule, though, with De La Salle next week at home in your senior night, and then on the road against your rivals, the Monte Vista Mustangs, who, are looking pretty tough as well. Just, I guess, how you guys, your game, what was the game plan tonight, and what's your game plan going forward through what is always a tough East Bay Athletic League schedule?
Well, the game plan tonight was just to come out and execute. We believe that we're a team, that we have all the parts. Our offense is great. Our defense has been stepping up all year. We've had numerous goal line stands. So the basis for the past couple weeks is just to execute. We believe if we execute, we're one of the best teams out there, and I think we did that tonight. Our offense was just on fire, and our defense had a lot of good plays. So it was just an absolute blast out there. And I think we're going to have fun next week against De La Salle and see what we can do, and then set us up for a good finale with Monte Vista at the end of the season.
Well, that's awesome. Once again, Matt, we just want to thank you. It was a joy to watch you kick, and we were just all kind of astounded and dumbfounded with how good your leg is.
Thank you very much.
And especially as a Cal Bears season ticket holder, I cannot wait to see your leg at the next level. But remember, first things first. Let's see what we'll be anxiously awaiting and watching the rest of this season, and hopefully you guys do punch a ticket to the NCS dance, and then from there, you never know what can happen. Like guys made it to the championship last year and played a hard-fought battle against De La Salle. Maybe you guys might be back there again this year. So, Matt, I'm going to let you go get away from here and enjoy the rest of this win with your teammates, your brothers, if you will. But, yeah, enjoy this win. And next week, De La Salle at home. It's going to be a tough one, but I'm sure you're up for the task.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, folks, once again, give it up. That is our interview. That is our Player of the Game interview with our Player of the Game, the kicker for the San Ramon Valley Wolves, Matt Anderson, a commit to the University of California, Berkeley next year. Folks, we'll be back to wrap up the rest of our post-game show on PlayOnSports.com.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
All right, folks, welcome back to Pleasanton, California, Roger Dabney Memorial Field, where the fans have filed out. The home fans not too happy as their team could not pull off the win on senior night, losing 31-21 to the visiting San Ramon Valley Wolves, who, Todd, we kind of touched on it throughout the game, but, you know, they had one of the toughest non-conference schedules out of any team in the Bay Area, and this year, you know, they did that for a reason. They went 0-3 through it. A lot of people were thinking, oh, my God, is this not the San Ramon we're used to? They lost a lot of players last year that went D1 with, you know, Klein and some others. But then the conference play starts up, and they get that win against Livermore. I broadcast that for Play on Sports. Then they get the win against Amador. They keep that momentum rolling. They get the win against Granada. Last week against Cal, a very tough, competitive game, only losing by 3. And believe me, Cal has quite an offense. Karis Johnson, he's a treat. And then they come in here to Foothill, which some were considering was going to be a really tough game for them to win. Foothill with that great defense. And they came in here and they got the job done. And I kind of touched on it earlier in the game. What I saw in that Livermore game, how they started off sluggish in that first half, and then second half, boom. And they did it again tonight. They were in a tie game in the first half, and then the second half, boom, they jump out and really show what, you know, they're kind of made of offensively and defensively. And I'm sure you probably heard a little bit of the post-game meeting with Kessler. At least the one I heard in the Livermore game was, guys, we cannot be having these slow starts. We know we're better than that. And it showed in the second half. But just your take on this game. Obviously, they definitely earned the win, and they showed that in the second half in particular. But just your take on the Wolves tonight, their how they got this victory, what you thought, and even what you thought of Foothill, who did make it a close game. It wasn't an all-out blowout.
Well, the Foothill, I thought, had a game that, they wanted to do what they do best.
Yeah.
And the thing that San Ramon Valley did is they took that away. And they got off to a slow start. Foothill took the lead 14-7, and they had the crowd moving, going crazy, and San Ramon Valley didn't buckle. They stayed with they kept their poise, they played their game, and they actually, before the second half is when they started to take off.
Sure.
But once the second half started, they took it to a whole nother level, and by the time Foothill knew what happened to them, there was only a few minutes left, and with all efforts they could to try to come back and win, they just ran out of time and weren't able to do it. And San Ramon Valley, they're looking ahead to De La Salle. They got a big game coming up next week, and in fact, they did their cheer. They were cheering right before the end of the game. They're like, 1, 2, 3, beat De La Salle, because they're already thinking of next week, Michael.
Yeah, and of course, De La Salle still has that unbeaten streak going against Northern California teams. It's going to be a tough test for them, but, who knows? With their senior night, they might have all that hometown crowd behind them, and who knows? Maybe they'll pull off the upset for the ages. Believe me, that would definitely be the upset heard round the Bay Area, the state of California, the world, if that were to happen. So we'll see what the Wolves can do. Meanwhile, Foothill, they will play Livermore on the road next week before finishing off with their rivalry game against Amador Valley. So, folks, that's going to wrap it up from Roger Dabney Memorial Field on the campus of Foothill High School in Pleasanton, California. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us in our coverage of this game on Friday Night Football from, once again, Roger Dabney Memorial Field, Pleasanton, California. So for everyone, be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for more information and links to all of our upcoming broadcasts. So for everyone involved, that being our producer, Omar Lewis, our videographer, Vincent Huergas, the guy standing to the right of me, Todd Allen, and of course yours truly, Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the Mic, we are saying sayonara. And we hope that you'll join us next Friday night on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Have a great weekend, guys and gals.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.